Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Brother Nakwam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another Monday Night Fire, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, Kwamalak Yabushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushua. The hearty shalom to you, mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Most High, presenting your body as a living sacrifice and doing all things for the elect's sake, pushing this truth and magnifying the ministry. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it, they're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Akwath out there, the sincere sisters out there, hold it down in the household, to reverencing their husbands, being submissive, being diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah, Esther, Judith, etc., and the list goes on and on. Right? Brother saying the live is messing up. Let me let's check it out. Judith, etc., and the list goes on and on. Right? Brother saying the live is messing up. All right, Salakia, can brothers hear me? Right? Let me know how the sound is before we continue. All right, we may have to make some minor adjustments. Let me know how the sound is. Right? Can brothers hear me? Right? How's the sound? Brothers, let me know how the sound is before we continue. Right? Staticky. Right? It's like it. Let me check it out. Brother saying it's staticky. Let me make sure this is set the way we want it to. Let me check it out. Brother saying staticky. Let me make sure this is set. Right, bear with us. All right, so Salaki, this is what I'll have to do. Bear with me. Right, bear with me 1 second. We'll have to adjust through the spirit of Pablo by Shnabshah. Right, bear with me 1 second. Right, this is what I'll have to do. Right, this is what I'll have to do. So bear with us while I get this set up. Right, it's Monday Night Fire, man, and that sundown will be your first day of the Feast of Tabernacles. So bear with me. All right, can brothers hear me now? All right, let me know how the sound is. Right, let me know how the sound is. Still static? Right, still static before we continue. Right, before we continue. All right, it's better. All right, it's good, perfect, a little bit better. All right, all praise to the Most High. Right, you see that? Right, see that? All praise to the Most High, man. Right, but Satan's not going to stop a damn thing, man. Right, it's Monday Night Fire. Right, at sundown, which on the East Coast is around, 25, 30 minutes. It's your first night of the Feast of Tabernacles. Right, I'm going to repeat that. If you're on the East Coast of Babylon the Great, at about 25, 30 minutes, give or take, will be your first night, right, of your Feast of Tabernacles, man. Right, and you got to keep these high holy days, man. Let's go to the Book of Nehemiah, the first chapter. Right, you have to keep the high holy days, and you can't just talk and say I'm an Israelite. And I seen this on Instagram. You got Eve talking about the Most High hates us keeping the high holy days. Where is that at in the Bible, man? right? Salakia. Right? Where is it at where it says the Most High hates us keeping the high holy days? And we shouldn't be following them. You got brothers saying, well, why are you keeping it when you're not in the homeland? Right? That's absolute madness, man. The Feast of the concept of the Feast of Tabernacles is a reminder of what you were doing in the wilderness, man. Right? So I want to get this in the Book of Nahum. Right? Let's go to the Book of Nahum, the first chapter. This is Nahum chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 15. Right? Nahum chapter 1 and 15. And it reads, behold, upon the mountains, Slaki, bear with me. Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feast. Perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off. Right? And the Lord said, O Judah, keep thy solemn feast. Right? Bear with me 1 second. All right, Salakia. Yeah, the Lord said in Nahum, I'm going to read that again, Nahum chapter 1 and 15. Right, it reads, behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. Now, the good tidings is what? The gospel. You understand? The knowledge and the understanding given to us by Yahweh Shai. O Judah, keep thy solemn feast. So stop listening to brothers and Eve with no understanding, telling people that the Most High is not dealing with the feast days, man. Right? You have a plethora of Israelites who call themselves Israelites and the truth coming out with this new doctrine. If you're keeping the feast days, you're going off. Right? All throughout the scriptures, our forefathers kept the feast days in captivity, man. Right? But we want to go into the Feast of Tabernacles. Right? Let's go to the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Right? So you brothers, you should have your tent. Right? You should have your tent ready. You should know how to set up your tent. Why? Because tonight at sundown is the Sabbath. Is the Sabbath. You're not going to be able to buy or sell tonight. So if you didn't buy or sell and get everything you needed prior for the Feast of Tabernacles, chiefly this first day, you're going to be caught out there. You're going to have to deal with it. Right? You got nobody to blame but yourself. Right? So I want to go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, and deal with it, man. Right? You should have your tent ready. You should be ready to be in that tent for all 7+ days, right? To the 8th day. You understand? You should be prepared to know what this feast day is about. You should know what the tabernacle is about. You should have every idea of why you're keeping these high holy days. It's not just a camping trip. You got brothers thinking that the Feast of Tabernacles is just camping. Or I'm going camping. I'm going to start a fire, take a damn stick, start a fire. But they don't even know what the Feast of Tabernacles is about, man. So we're going to deal with it. Right? This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. And we're going to start at verse 33. Right? Leviticus chapter 23 and 33. It reads, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. Right? So now you're approaching the 15th day of the 7th month at sundown. I'm going to repeat. If you're on the East Coast, hey, guess what? At sundown will be your first day of your Feast of Tabernacles, which is the 15th day of the month. You cannot buy, you cannot sell, you can't do any work on that day. right? It reads, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein. So that first day is a holy convocation, meaning you should be gathering together with like-minded brothers and sisters, right? Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and 12, man. Right? We're going to run through the Feast of Tabernacles for you brothers. This may be your first Feast of Tabernacles. I know brothers that came into the truth, and that was the very first high holy day they kept. They may have kept it by themselves. They may have had to set up sheets in the bedroom or try to make a tent or whatever the case may be, right? But nevertheless, they still desired the high holy days and the will of the Most High, and kept and will continually keep the high holy days, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 37 and 12, a holy convocation. It reads, but be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. So you want to be continually with a godly man in the high holy days, man. Right? Now the brother said, now again, I will take questions. If you have any questions, hey, put it out there. If it's about it's like if it's about the Feast of Tabernacles, then put the question out there and we'll tackle it. Right? So Shin, Caleb, Lucas, what if you don't have anyone who's like-minded? Well, if you don't have anyone that's like-minded, there's not much you can do about it. Right? It's not much you can do about it, but that's why it's important to reach out to a particular camp in your area that you have a common understanding with, and you guys have the same doctrine and the same understanding. You reach out and you gather yourself together, man. So situations like this don't happen again. Right? That's the purpose of us building ourselves up as a nation, that we may gather together so you don't have to ask questions like this. Lord forbid that we still here for the next year and the Feast of Tabernacles. You should already be gathered together, man. Right? So if you don't have anybody, then now you want to take this opportunity to reach out as best as you can and let brothers know. You can even put what area you in. I'm sure if you put, hey, look, I'm in, you don't have to put your exact address or what's in your bedroom and all of that. And you put your address, your city in or your state. And I'm sure brothers on a comment board, they might be in the same area as you, man. Or if you're a sister, they might be in the same area as you, man. And they may even reach out, you know. So this is how we have to network, man. Right? So like, let me get the brother in here.
Shalom, King.
Shalom, King. How about Shemel Shabbat?
Yeah, about Shemel Shabbat.
Con, hey, that's what networking is, man. Networking isn't just going to a damn business meeting with a whole bunch of so-called black entrepreneurs and you getting everybody's number and business card, right? And you want to support their business. You got to network in this truth, man. You might have to make an Instagram. You may not like social media, but now you got to make one. Now you may have to make a Twitter, right? You may not like Facebook, but now you got to make one, man. You got to make a Facebook, and now you got to start following people, man. You got to look at people's profile. You got to message it. You got to get into this thing, man. You can't just sit around like this. I'm an Israelite. Nobody's around me. What do I do? Here you have a damn iPhone 15 in your hand, a damn Mac, a Mac Apple book, whatever they call it, a MacBook 3000, a damn big ass wireless headpiece, right? You got the damn hey, a brother told me, man, they got the damn Oculus damn virtual reality. He said he was breaking the precepts down to a brother on a virtual reality, man. He said it's a damn video game on a virtual reality called Hood. And he was out in the damn hood and he was breaking it down to the brother. They never met. He don't know where he's from. They met in the world of virtual reality and he's damn shaking the hand. Right? So you got to get into this thing, man.
Quick point. It's a lot of people, they do that on the left-hand side, man. They calling in chat rooms, right? They doing all of these things looking for wickedness, man. Why don't you do it in righteousness? Like the brother going into. Should be no excuse why you don't have anybody to confide in, labor with, you understand, or do the work with. Let me bring this out. I'm going to bring out the classic.
God.
And this is a commandment from the Lord, man. Right? Let me bring out the classic. It's the book of Zephaniah, right? Chapter 2 and verse number 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nations not desired. So you got one man, like, and let me get Ecclesiastes 4, right? So if you got one man, he's doing the work, then another man come, he's going to increase the flame. He's going to increase doing the work, you understand? And that's somebody to confide in. It's somebody to break bread with. All of that goes that the Lord gave you the brotherhood, man. Hey, the Lord had the 12. Not that he needed anything, hey, but the Lord is written for our learning sake, man. And the Lord had the 12. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse number 9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. So you want to make sure that you have somebody to labor with, man. Because while you down in the spirit, hey, that brother lifting you up, man. You understand? Hey, that precept a brother may bring out, you may have never heard it. That may set you on fire. Brother breaking something down, you feel like he's getting on you personally. Damn, I needed to hear that, man. Hey, it's actually a spirit when you're out there. Those words, they hit you, man, right? Next thing you know, you on fire, right? And it's better in person and dealing with somebody than always just online, right? Don't have that YouTube spirit, man, all the time. The internet not going to be here always. It says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him up. And that's what the Lord said, man. So for all you people that bash camps, that don't want to get down with the brotherhood, they're in the individual light. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Hey, well, brother, pray, man. And the Lord will open doors. We never knew through predestination me and Naquan was going to meet, man. Right? He was living his life. I was living my. The Lord brought us together. The Lord brought the camp together. The Lord brought you and your wife together. The Lord can bring anything together. You understand? Don't doubt the strength and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You got to get on your knees. You got to have a sincere heart to pray, you know, for the brotherhood, to break bread with, to labor with, and the Lord will give you that. You got it.
This quick precept, this Acts 18. It's like it. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 and verse 17. I am glad of the coming of Stephanas and Fortunatus and Achaicus, for they which for that which was lacking on your part, they have supplied. So you might be lacking on a certain part, and then these brothers come and they give you what you lacking, man. Right? You might not have certain skills. Let's say you're a brother, you come in this thing and you don't really know how to pray. You know, you only praying once a day. You kind of mumbling when you're praying, right? You know, you plucking your beard out. You know, you're fasting, but you don't know how to fast. You might have brothers that come to what? It says, for that which was lacking on your part, they have supplied. So certain brothers, the Most High, he'll bring them to you to supply you with things that you're lacking, man. Right? We don't come into this truth built up and perfected, man. You have to go through experiences. You have to go through, I have to have discretion. The Most High has to bring you through the fire. He'll bring brothers around you. You understand? And they'll give you things that you're lacking, right? Verse, you can't think that you just got it all by yourself. That's the purpose of a body, man, right? Verse 18, for they have refreshed my spirit and yours. Therefore acknowledge ye them that are such. He said, don't acknowledge them because they did the in-depth breakdowns. Don't acknowledge them because they was out for 30 hours. No, acknowledge them simply because they refreshed my spirit. That was enough, right? I hope their name is written in the book of life, man. Acknowledge them because you might have a brother that come around and he just refresh your spirit. Here are you about to fall out, your damn bones sticking out like the scriptures say. The moisture is turned to the drought of summer. You don't know what's going on. You're scratching your head, right? The spirit leaving you. You don't know what's going on. You're feeling slothful. Then the Most High have a brother damn refresh your spirit, man. Take that spiritual defibrillator, kind of do it, and then you got your damn, it go from the beep, then it start beeping again like a damn machine in the hospital, man. You got it. Oh, I got one more real quick.
Con, I got one after you.
All right, let me get this one real quick. This the book of Acts, chapter 8, 18 and verse 5. Right? Acts chapter 18 and 5. And when Silas and Timotheus were come, now these are mighty men. These aren't just ordinary men. Right? Silas and Timotheus was top men. And when Silas and Timotheus were come from Macedonia, Paul was pressed in the spirit and testified to the Jews that Yahweh Shah was a Mashiach. And when these brothers came around, Paul looked at them and Paul got pressed in the spirit, man. Right? He turned up, man. A certain brother still come around you
And they do that in the world, man. They call them hype men. Right? You got them old wicked freestyle battles, and the guy doing the thing, but he's really not into it, man. Then he got the hype man who finishing every bar that he finished, kind of saying the same words he's saying, kind of in the back doing this, man, doing all of the damn nigga hand jet, and the dude getting hype, man, on the left hand side. So you got brothers that'll come. These men came to Paul, they refreshed Paul's spirit, and certain brothers came, and Paul got pressed in the spirit when those mighty men came. You got it, King.
That's right. It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 18. It says, I desire Titus, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you? Walk we not in the same spirit? Walk we not in the same steps? So you're going to want to have this somebody you relate to. Your damn uncle that smoked weed all day, you can't relate to him, man.
Right.
What is he going to tell you to do? He's going to tell you not to go out there because you look like a fool, man. He's going to tell you, what are you? What are you 13 years old? Right? He's going to scoff, man. You're going to need that brother that's going to be there building it with you, helping you get the tent together, right? Putting in with you, you understand? Helping you when you can't afford things. Helping you and guiding you through the scriptures if you need help, you understand? Giving you sound counsel, understanding in the scriptures, right? Giving you the breakdowns if you need them, and being there for you through the spirit. It says, I desire Titus. He didn't desire anybody else. And this is Paul. Paul labored more abundantly than them all. So that says a lot that he desired Titus, man. If you're going to go to war, you understand, you're not going to pick the man that can't damn fight, man. He don't have no buckler. His sword is kind of bent and is rusty. No, he's going to pick that fighter that could bear the buckler, got the helmet, got the sword, and you understand, got the battle axe. It says, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you? Walk we not in the same spirit? And that's beautiful to have somebody to labor with in this thing that you could walk in the same footsteps with. Y'all both got the same understanding. Y'all both want to serve the Lord. Y'all both ready to die. Hey, that'll increase the spirit, you understand, that you have laboring with that brother. Walk we not in the same steps. And it's been countless times at camp, you understand, brothers start teaching and the spirit kind of shift and everybody catch on fire. It's like that little flame, then it get lit and catch the next brother, then the next brother. Next thing you know, everybody jumping, man. Everybody on fire, right? We sound like a damn army out there, you understand? And you can't sound like an army with one person. So when brothers come together in righteousness, all hell break loose.
And I kind of put it out there. We said this before. If you by yourself, hey, drop your city, man. Drop what city you in and what state you in, man. And you brothers that's in that area, hey, get in contact with one another, man. You understand? If you somewhere in damn Anchorage, Alaska, or somewhere in Nobodiesville, Montana, in the damn behind the pine tree, hey, somebody might be out there, man, behind the other tree. You gotta do this thing, man. You know, you might have to drop your location. You might have to say, hey, look, I'm out here, need help. And brother might say, hey, look, I'm out there too, man. Let's do the work. Where you at? Right? Okay, I'm in Baltimore. Hey, look, I'm in New Orleans. Okay, check it out. I'm in damn Juneau. I'm in damn Spain. Hey, you got brothers overseas, man. I know a brother, he in France, he by himself. A brother in Scotland. He's the only brother in Scotland. He's never seen a Jake. You know? Never. It's a brother in Germany. He said he's never seen nobody before but him. You understand? So you brothers, man, you gotta reach out, man. You know? Let me get this precept real quick. Right?
Con, I got one after you.
Con, go ahead. You got it first.
Con, it's the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 13. It says, greater love have no man than this. So the Lord teach you what real love is, man. He said, look, the love of your damn bed when you sleep, that ain't love, man. The love of that warm cooked meal your wife give you. She give you a smile and the house clean, right? Hey, it's on top of that, man. The love of how you feel when your children, you understand, they're doing good. It's above that. This is true and the greatest of love, man. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. So if you could find somebody like-minded with you that love the Lord, and die for you, that's the greatest love, you understand, of all time, other than serving the Lord, call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, and keeping these commandments. You understand? On a physical level, you have to lay down your life for your friends. So it's important to have friends in this thing, man. Don't think you don't need nobody. I can do everything on my own. Hey, the Lord set up the 12. The Lord set up the elders with an S, the captains with an S, the officers with an S, the kings with an S. The Lord set up these men. You understand? They have congregations to rule, set up councils. All of this is very important. You got it.
Con, I want to say too, if you in a particular area where we have a prospecting camp or a camp, let us know, man. Right? We have, or we'll tell you, we have brothers in the Bay Area, right? Rather you're in Oakland, San Francisco, Northern California. We have brothers in Houston, right? I know it's a lot of brothers in Texas, man. We have brothers in Houston. We got brothers in St. Louis. We have brothers in Mississippi, right? I believe Jackson, Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. Brothers in Orlando, right? Brothers in St. Louis, if I didn't say that already. Brothers in Tennessee. Brothers in Little Rock, Arkansas. Brothers in North Carolina, Greensboro. Of course, brothers in Baltimore. Brothers in D.C. Brothers in Southern VA and Northern VA, Virginia. Brothers in New York. You understand? Brothers in Philadelphia, Jersey. Brothers in Delaware. Brothers in Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, Milwaukee.
You say
Indiana.
You're in Europe together?
Yeah, Europe. Like I said, Scotland. You got brothers in England, brothers in France, brothers in Germany, brothers in China, right? Brothers in where else, man? Canada.
You say Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland, Jamaica. You understand? Hey, reach out, man. Right? We know brothers in the so-called Dominican. So you have no excuse, man. Hey, hit up us on Instagram, the email, and we'll do our best, most I willing, to get you in contact with brothers, man. You know? I just wanted to say that. And I had this precept too, real quick. It's like this 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 15. It's like 1 Peter 2 and 17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear the Most High, honor the King. And that's a commandment. You have to love the brotherhood, right? What is the brotherhood? The assembly of the men of the Most High. Bone joined into bone, skin into skin, man. An exceeding great army. Hey, I love the brotherhood, man. I don't know what I'd be doing if I was by myself.
Right.
Hey, brothers, you have a brother that can push you. You have brothers that can hold you accountable. You have brothers that can correct you. Brothers that are there to counsel you. You have even a sisterhood, man. It's important to have sisters to get in contact with, man. Because you might not know what the hell is happening. You done just came out the strip club. You found, somebody threw a damn dollar bill with Deuteronomy 28 on it. You then put out your damn thing. Damn way you looking at it. And you get online, you type in Deuteronomy 28. You don't know what's going on. And you got to get in contact with people, man. So you have to love the brotherhood, man. You got it, King.
And another thing about the brotherhood is you got somebody that could get on your ass, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got people in the world, they tell you everything's all right. Oh, girl, forget him. Right? Leave him. Right? They don't give you no sound understanding in this thing, man. Hey, Paul loved the brethren, and Paul was getting on men, man. That shows love too. When you tell your brother where he is arrogant. Stop telling him he damn can jump high when y'all play basketball. Damn, bro, you always got the meanest dunk, man. You telling the brother this and that, or you got your car washed. Don't nobody want to hear something smooth or good all the time. That's not a real friend. When you damn need to be on fire, hey, brother, I see you slipping in the spirit. You're not on fire. What's going on? Then you kind of pressing them out. Hey, brother, what the hell is going on? Why haven't I seen you at camp the last 2 times? What's been going on with you, man? Are you reading? What's going on? You're not teaching. What's going on? Your spirit kind of going down through the spirit, right? Your damn family out of order. You need somebody that's going to kind of get on your ass in righteousness. This 1 Corinthians, right? Chapter 5. Salakia, 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. Now some are puffed up as though I would not come to you. Hey, Paul, look, man, there's some people that's puffed up like I'm not about to come into you, man. I'm about to come and pull you to the side and tell you about yourself. but I will come to you shortly, if the Lord will, and would not the speech of them which are puffed up, but the power. For the kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. What will ye? Shall I come unto thee, right, unto you with a rod? Hey, Paul saying, look, what I gotta come to you with the rod, man. He basically saying, what I gotta beat your ass, man. Right? You better stay in order. You better be on fire. You better stop being puffed up. He said, do I gotta come into you with the rod or in love and the spirit of meekness? So you may have a friend, hey, he may not understand smooth things all the time. Hey, brother, you know, we're living in the last days. I know. Right? That Bible always falling out his back pocket and he keep forgetting it. He don't show up. He all out of order. But brother, please, brother, this is the last days. I know. No, but sometimes you gotta kind of come to brothers with the damn rod, man. Gotta shake the hand, gotta call the brother up, gotta kind of get on him, man. Just like Paul was saying, right? So you're gonna want that brother that's gonna motivate you, and that's true love, man. Because you actually picking that brother up out the fire. Yeah, he may hurt his arm in the process, or his leg, or his back. You kind of yanking him, but at least you pulling him out the fire, man. You got it.
And I want to get this in. I want to add to that, man. Right, this is the book of 2 Corinthians, right? Chapter. Bear with me. Right, this 2 Corinthians chapter. Find this. Looking for this precept. Right, but bear with me. Let me make this quick point. So, you, brother that asks, what if you don't have anyone who's like-minded? We gave you, plenty of counsel,
Right,
on how to deal with that particular situation. Right, you can't. We're not just gonna say that brother's by itself. Right. Next question. That's off, man. And we start digging a ditch for you to fall in, and we link you up with evil men, with men with false understandings. Yeah, we're gonna get this brother out the way. We see this brother pull a damn David, man, and Saul. When Saul saw David as a threat, kind of led him in a way that wasn't good. We're not gonna do that to brothers, man. So brothers, hey, get in count, and you sisters too. Stop being proud, man. I don't no DMs from no women or men, right? I don't take no messages from no sisters. What do you want? Sister say, Shalom, sis. What do you want? Right? I'm working on myself. Hey, she might be there to help you, man.
right.
I'm focusing on myself right now. I'm trying to find myself. And will the Lord send somebody to you, man? Right? Let me get this in it's a lot of precepts real quick I'm thinking of. But let me get this in Tobit. Right? And I want to get this. You got it, King. I want to find this precept. Bear with me.
Come. Right. So let me go to the book. So many precepts to pull. Let's go to the go to 1 Samuel.
Okay, I got one after you.
Come. Now you can go ahead and get yours.
All right, this is right, chapter 40, and I'm gonna read verse 22. Right, Ecclesiastes chapter 40 and 22. It reads, "Thine eye desireth favor and beauty, but more than both corn while it is green. A friend and companion never meet amiss, but above both is a wife with her husband. Brethren and help are against time of trouble, but arm shall deliver more than them both." So it says a friend and companion never meet amiss, and brethren and help are against the time of trouble, man. So you might have a brother, y'all never meet amiss, man. Every time you link up with this brother, he'll give you some precepts you need. Every time you link up with that sister, she's showing you something you probably didn't see before. They all, like the brother said, they're always getting on your ass, right? You don't want to, brother said, you don't want a yes man around you all the time. I'm scared to say something to Araya. What if he doesn't like me, right? I don't want to get on Araya's bad side. Hey, we're not here for that, man. Right? This is not the world, man. We're here to save brothers' lives. That's what it says, friends and help are for time of trouble. Hey, if you're by yourself, you're going to end up believing the things that you're doing is justified in the eyes of the Lord. Everything you do, nobody's going to check you. Nobody's going to be on you. Nobody's going to hold you accountable. Nobody's going to sit there and tell you, hey, you shouldn't be hitting up 50 women, man, and your DMs, man. Hey, get around the brothers, man. You know, and then you join a congregation or a particular camp. Even if you decided to go that route, it helps you with structure, helps you understand order. Hey, in the world, you really don't understand order, man. You come into a body, you learn order, discipline, structure. You understand? You have men, you have classroom settings. You have a system set up, man, to help build up brothers, man. You have a lot of brothers. I hate camps, no camps. That's because you hate order. You don't want nobody to check you. You want to do what the hell you want to do and follow your own. And these brothers who say they hate camps, they have the worst doctrines in all of Israel. Right? So you brothers, you link up. We're not going to say, if you don't join WFI, Moses will get killed. We're not going to say that, man. Right? But hey, you should link up with a like-minded congregation, man. So you got brothers to keep the feast days with, eat, drink, and be merry, man. And then you could clean your slate too more like that around brothers, man. You could do more charity. You understand? And you can get your works magnified when you have brothers to use to magnify your works too. And you might have that one skill that brother need, man. Or that one spiritual gift. You brought it to the table and now everything's perfect. You might be the missing link, brother. You got it, King.
Come on. That's a great point, man. You might be the missing link to what the brother needs, man. It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 20 and verse 30. And this is deep, this precept. Because, hey, man, Jonathan was about to go off against his own father for the love of David, man. Right? Hey, that's defending it to the utmost. You raised by your father gave you food, clothing. You understand? He showed you the right way. And your father may teach you how to ride a bike, man. He may have given you your first dog when you were a kid and you wanted a dog all summer. He gave it to you, man. Your father let you drive, right? Put you on his damn knee, right? All of that, hey, man, at the end of this thing, hey, a friend, right, in righteousness. We don't give a damn about these worldly people in the world, man. You could grow up with somebody for 20 years. Then you meet a brother or sister in the truth only for a year, and the love you have for them passes the love that you have for that brother or that sister for 20 years, man. And it could kind of go like that, man. I'm sure everybody before they came to this truth, women, they had a so-called best friend, and brothers, they had a brother that they would die for, man. Right? They fought with them. They was there when they needed them. Whatever the case may be, they had each other's backs. You came into this truth, and now it's like y'all enemies. Now it's like you're alone again. When you get baptized through the renewing of the mind, everything becomes new. You're walking, you're talking, you're eating, right? How you move, your speech, your friends, your environments. All of these things change through the Spirit. It's a book of 1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 30. And Saul's anger was kindled against Jonathan. Now, if anybody's father, and he's not just anybody, he's the king. Somebody damn anger was kindled against their son. It says, and he said unto him, thou son of perverse, rebellious woman, do not I know that thou hast chosen the son of Jesse to thy own confusion? Your father kind of getting on you for your friends. A lot of people like, yeah. I know. I shouldn't be hanging with. A lot of people will be like, okay, Pops, all right, Dad, all right. They'll pick their parents. You understand? It says what? To thy own confusion, and unto thy confusion of thy mouth nakedness. For as long as the son of Jesse liveth upon the ground, thou shalt not be established, nor thy kingdom. He told him, you're not going to reign after me as long as he is alive. Jonathan could have been like, well, you know what? I got to rethink this thing, man. My father is a king. I must reign after him. I got to put these things in perspective. I don't know if David, he's worth the whole kingdom, having dominion. You understand? Men under me and rulership. That's a high honor. So he put his kingdom aside, although him and his father, you understand, they died. He put the kingdom to the side. He put his father's understanding, how he felt, emotions set aside, all for David, man. And that's deep, because a lot of brothers, they wouldn't give up their chief things, you understand, for a friend. But Jonathan did it, man. That shows the love of a friend that you can have in this truth.
God, that's a classic. This Proverbs Chapter 18 and 24. And why are we bringing this out? Because the Feast of Tabernacles is a holy convocation, right? So you have to be with like-minded brothers. Stop keeping the Feast of Tabernacles with your damn Rel, man. Rel and Tony from up the street who always doing this. Then 11 in the morning, they doing this, man. Leaned up against the car, smoking a damn blunt. Rel, Tony, damn. Trying to think of the names. Who? Day, Lil Rick, Man, right? Bubba, right? All these damn nigga names, man. You know, and those names from damn back in the world, man, brothers knew about, man. Stop hanging around them damn dudes, man.
All right.
You wake up, he damn burnt the tent down with a blunt, man. He damn in the damn Feast of Tabernacles tent, rolling a blunt, blowing it in your face, trying to wake you up in the morning. And you watch these damn videos, they cutting your damn hair while you sleep. They think it's funny. They cut your damn beard off laughing at you, right? They put damn stuff in your hand, damn pork, then make you hit yourself in the head with the pork. We're not dealing with that, man, right? This is stuff that happens. Oh man, my man's damn. They lighting firecrackers while you sleep. They wake up with a gun in your face. I seen this one video. He was kicking it with his damn homeboys, and he was drunk. And his homeboys woke him up, and they had a damn gun in his face, man. Hey, we're not keeping the Feast of Tabernacles with niggas, man.
That's all.
You wait till somebody got a damn 32 in your face, man. Talking about I'm just playing. Right? What did the Lord say? Let's read this again, man. Proverbs Chapter 18 and 24. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly. And if you want brothers around you, you got to show yourself friendly. Right? You can't say you want to be around brothers and you being a damn jerk, for lack of better terms, man. Right? Brothers come around. All right. What camp you with? Right? What's your doctrine? Right? Doctrine first, conversation later. Right? Hey, bro, you're not gonna have no friends, man. You have to show yourself friendly. You gotta learn how to damn communicate. Right? You gotta learn how to be a friend, man. You gotta learn how to be open, how to be hospitable. You have to learn how to be amiable. You have to learn how to be there for a brother. If you want friends, you gotta show yourself friendly. Right? I mean, you can't be in the bar. The Most High speaks of words of being churlish. You can't be churlish. Right? You can't upbraid your friend. Right? You can't do certain things if you want brothers around you. You got to work on your spirit. And the Most High might not bring brothers around you till you get your spirit right, because you might end up destroying them, man. The Lord is not going to send his saints around somebody that's going to get them damn killed, man. Here you are asking for brothers and sisters when your whole spirit is defiled. And if the Most High bring them brothers around you, you're going to end up defiling them. So you need to work on your spirit. That's probably why you by yourself, man. Not you, brother, per se, but a lot of you brothers, you got to check yourself, man. Well, I'm always by myself. Well, maybe you need to get yourself built up, man. Right? And it says, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Like the brother went into Jonathan. Jonathan stuck closer than David's actual brothers, man. Where was David's actual brothers at in that entire heat and when David's life was on the line, being pursued by Saul? David had, what, 7 brothers? Right? Where were they at, man? They wasn't to be accounted for. And they were his older brothers. Imagine that. You the youngest, your older brother's nowhere to be found, man. And big, strong, tall men. Men of renown. But all you got is your best friend, man. You know? You got it, King.
Come. And it's the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 11. Because when you read the book of Job, his friends came to mourn with him, man. Right? Your true friends going to be in mourning with you, and they going to be in mirth with you. You understand? But niggas or men that just want to take advantage of you, they just only going to be around when you got money. They only going to be around when you got damn the car. You don't got the car, they don't pick up the phone. Right? Let me get this precept first. Right? It's the book, right, of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 25. In the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affection, so like affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity. Right? I'm going to link that up with Job chapter 2 and verse 11. Now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come unto him, they came every one from his own place. Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shilite, Zophar the Nephilim, and they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him, man. And that's what you're gonna need. You damn lost somebody. You know who to call and who not to call. You have certain brothers, you call them, and like, damn, that's messed up, man. What you gonna do? That's the counsel. So where you go from here? What you about to do about it? Like, damn, man.
Right.
Don't got no precepts for the brother. Brother kind of crying inside. He said, damn, man, that's effed up, man. Right? Then he get quiet on the phone for like 3 seconds. Right? Then the brother talking to his damn wife in the background. Yeah, pass the hot sauce. Right? And he get quiet on the damn phone, man. And that's not the type of friend you want in this thing. It say now, right? It says, and when they lifted up their eyes afar off, and they knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept, right? And they rent every one his mantle. So they was just in mourning for his losses as he was, man. Right? Something happened to your brother. You understand? He can't pay rent or his car. You understand? He just got an accident. And you should be just as hurt or just as mad as he is, man. You call your brother up, hey, man, I just got in a car accident. What? You all right? What's going on? Where you at? Yeah, I'm on Kenilworth Avenue. You understand? About 5 minutes from the Popeyes. All right, I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? Whipping the car. Next thing you know, he there, man. He got a damn jack. He pumping the jack. He doing everything to help you. Got the spare tire in the car. Right? Hey, you call somebody up that don't care for you, is not with you. Hey, they may not even answer the phone, man. Or they may say, you know what? Damn. Right? You all right? That's what Jake, you all right? No, I ain't all right. That's why I'm calling you, man. Right? They say what? And they lifted up their voice and wept, and they rent everyone his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. So they saw his grief was very great, and they mourned with Job, man. They cast ashes upon him. They ripped their mantle. They did everything they can do, you understand? Hey, for Job to show his love for him. So in this thing, hey, a key to endurance is brotherly love as well, man. You understand? Because you need somebody in this truth that could be there for you when you need them, man. The Lord set up counsel. The Lord set all of these things up. So if you don't have them, then you would be saying that you're your own counselor. You're going to get yourself on fire. You're going to miraculously look in the mirror and start getting on yourself, right, about things that you may or may not want to confess. Because your friend can see things you don't see. That's the term in the world, from the outside looking in. Hey, from the outside looking in, hey, is everything all right? You kind of, you know, whatever the case may be, man. You understand? So a brother can see things you may not see on you. On a spiritual level, your brother can see you got spirits on you. You may not even perceive it. Brother, your zeal not up. Yeah, I just had a long day of work, you know. Well, what's going on? You want to read? Nah, I just got to get home to the kids. Well, brother, what's going on, brother? Pin you up, kind of let you know where you erred and what you're doing wrong. You need that in this truth. It's the book of Proverbs Chapter 18 and verse 19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. So when you do meet a friend in this thing and a like-minded brother and sister, you don't want to offend them by talking about them, jesting, joning, making them feel bad about their understanding, unjustly ruling over them, being a jerk. All of this goes into having a good friend and keeping a good friend, because it's the medicine of life, like you read about in Taberncales, the 6th chapter, man. You got it.
Con, I had this precept just to link up what you was going into. This Proverbs Chapter 25 and 19. Confidence and Proverbs got them gems, man.
Yeah.
You need that Proverbs, man, because this is practical knowledge. Like we always say, knowing who the 7 heads are, that's not practical. You're never, ever going to need that in a practical real life situation, right? But you will need these precepts, man, right? Proverbs 25 and 19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken foot, a broken tooth, and a foot out of joint, man. I mean, try to walk on a foot out of joint. Guess what? It hurts. It brings pain. So if you have an unfaithful friend, he'll bring more pain than good, man. Hey, certain brothers you hit up, they'll make you feel worse about your situation, right? You call the brother. Hey, the Lord speaks about miserable comforters. I believe that's Job, the 16th chapter. Right? And you call the brother, hey, you know, man, I just got fired from my job. Yeah, nigga, that's why that's because you ain't read today, huh? Right? That's why you got fired, man. Guess what? Your woman gonna lead you next, right? Don't hit me back till you read them chapters in, man. Right? Shalom. They damn hanged up, man. Now the brother depressed, man. Now the brother put his head down. You know, now he really don't want to read, man. Because you're dealing with a brother and you have influence over his spirit, man. The words you say, they can either be bitter, like you tell you in James, the 3rd chapter, or they can be sweet, man. Right? You can poison a brother with your words, or you can give a brother life with your words, man. All through the power of the tongue. So you want to know who you're dealing with and who you're receiving counsel from and who your friend is, man. Because a faithful friend is medicine, like the scriptures say. Right? I never want to hit up a brother about a particular situation and he say, yeah, nigga, that's because your woman doing this too. Did you hear what your woman doing too? Then he trying to bring up some stuff about your woman, man. You know, you tell the brother that you're feeling slothful, and first thing you want to talk about is your woman. Well, how your woman doing? Right? Brother, that now you start thinking, why are you asking about my woman? Whole time you on the phone, you thinking, why you talking about my woman for? I'm like, damn, so-and-so. That's a brother who's a broken tooth. Hey, man, I never had a broken tooth, but I can imagine, man. Right? You get them damn something in your mouth, it hurts, man. Right? You bite your tongue, whatever, and a foot out of joint. Imagine your foot out of joint. It's off the damn ankle. You try to walk and it's bending like this. And normally it's like this, but now it's bending, man. Right? It'll eventually wear your body out, man. And it'll go from your foot pain, then you feel it in your ankle, then you feel it in your shin, then your knee, and then your thigh. Then they might have to damn cut your damn leg off, man. So you dealing with poisonous spirits. You got it.
Come. This is the book of Job, chapter 6 and verse 15. My brethren have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and as a stream of brooks they pass away. Right? So your brethren could deceive you in this thing, man. You got to watch all men at all times, man. And even those ones that have fringes on, you understand? So just because you got fringes on, don't mean you do the check. Okay, let me see. Okay, you got your fringes on. Here's my house. Enter right in. There's the unleavened bread. There's the remote. And if you need a place to stay, we have an extra bedroom. It don't get down like that, man. You got a lot of niggas and deceivers in this truth, man. Right? It's the book of Sirach, chapter 13, right? And verse number 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. He eating up all the chips. He don't want to help you with rent. He want to borrow your car, right? He putting sleeping pills so you stay asleep a little bit longer, right? So you can get up and walk around the damn house, man. Right? Is that damn? If he have need of thee, he would deceive thee, and smite upon thee, and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? So you got a lot of men in this thing, man. They show themselves to be your friends, but they only out for gain. The brother only come around when you got the car. Only brother come around on the damn 17th, man, because you know that's when you getting paid. He only come around, right, when your damn woman is at home, man. Right? You only want to come over when your woman get off of work. So you got to beware of these evil men. And when you go through this whole beginning chapter, right from like 5 on down, to Sirach is going into somebody that'll seduce you, overthrow you, and finesse you, man. So you got to beware of men like that in this truth.
Yeah. This Sirach chapter 11 and 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man, Salakia, for the deceitful man hath many trains. Yeah, and this links directly up, man. You don't want to bring every man to your house. Just because a brother has all praises to the Most High in his bio doesn't mean that he can come into your house and damn eat your food, man, and meet your children. It's a lot of creeps out here, right? Just because the sister got a hair wrap and the damn dress on doesn't mean you can bring her around your son, man. doesn't mean that you can bring her around your household or let her into your house. It says, bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. Because a deceitful man, he could be thinking about anything, man. He might be thinking about where you put your wallet at. He go in the house and he kind of just eyeing everything. Where you put your car keys at, right? He kind of eyeing, okay, that's where he put his wallet at, right? He kind of see, okay, that's where you went and grabbed the money, right? He kind of just plotting and looking, man, right? You have certain brothers like that. Oh, that's where he put his clothes at. He might have a schedule set up. Oh, that's his schedule, huh? Right? And then you try, he drifting off, looking at everything in your house, marking everything, man. You have the deceitful man hath many trains. It reads, like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy, watcheth he for thy fall. Right? So you have certain brothers still like a spy. You have false, don't forget you have false brethren unawares. You have false brethren unawares in this thing, right? You have agents, you have sellouts, you have people that took the bag, people that took the deal, and they're like a spy. They may learn the fundamentals. They may learn. So like, let me get the brother back in here. Bear with me. Right? Salakia, bear with us. See this? Satan causing confusion. All right, Salakia. It says, let me read that again. Sirach chapter 11 and 30. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud, and like as a spy, watcheth he for thy fall. Right? He's sitting there calling your landlord. You told him your rent late. He calling your landlord, pressing him out. Hey, get on this guy right here, man. Don't forget tenant and damn apartment number C7. His rent is late. Then he hang up. Right? And you gotta watch out for brother. He damn want that spot, man. He like your balcony. Now he trying to get you evicted. He damn your woman leave. You casually talking, yeah, my woman at work. You know, she with the kids. Oh, what time she go to work? Because my wife, he talk fast too. You gotta watch out for them fast talking brothers, man. Oh yeah, your wife go to work. Yeah, what time she go to work? My wife should be around 7. Catch you up. Oh yeah, you tell him, yeah, my woman leave at 7 too. So now he up at 6:30. Right? He in the damn back of the alley. Your wife getting the car peel off, and he peel off following your damn rib, man. Try to run off the road. Right? So you can be depressed. Right? There's brothers like that. Let me read on. Verse 31. For he lieth in wait and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy praise he will lay blame upon thee. So now when stuff come up missing, he's going to say you did it, man. Right? He's going to be in your house. He's going to say he lost something in your house and say that you stole it.
Right.
He's going to come up with, you have a lot of men with different wicked ideas, man. Hey, I watched this movie, man. Me and my rib. Boy, man, we watched this movie, man. I'm going to have to ask you the name of it. Oh, man, it's about this, damn, man, I'm going to have to find out. Right? But it's this movie, right, about this guy. He did this, man. Now, this guy, it's like, bear with me 1 second. You got it. I got to find it.
Con. Hey, man, this is real, too, man. That's how you know this Bible's for us. What the damn Moabites walking around with their damn robe on and boxes eating up all the food, man? It don't happen in them, man. That's damn sure talking about us, man. You see on the comment board, yeah, that's my brother. That sound like brother, man, or Martin. Right? It's talking about us, man. Right? You found it? If not, I got this precept.
No, you got it, King. I'm looking for it.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 8 and verse 15. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he be grievous unto thee. For he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly. If you walking with a brother, y'all going to the damn store, and he want to start fights every. What you looking at? Yeah, me and my man will whoop your ass. You just kind of sitting there like, come on, brother. We just going to the store to get some Gatorade, brother. Calm down.
Right.
Now we taking everybody on. Next thing you know, y'all get jumped, right? Stomped out, bruised, you got a black eye when you come home. Your damn woman say, what happened?
Right.
I told you stop hanging with Rodney, man. Right? It say, strive not with an angry man. See that? And go not with him into solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight. That's a grievous man.
Yeah.
And where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. So who is that talking about, man? Come on, let's be real. That's not talking about Moab. It's not talking about damn Elam, man. Right? Elam, they gather together, or Ishmael rather. They'll put their hands in Amalek. They have their little, they circle dances. They playing soccer, ping pong. Right? Hey, Jake the one that's trying to overthrow Jake, man. Right? Because we got that evil eye towards one another. It says, strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight, man. You got people they love to fight. So always that one dude out the damn clique or the damn hood, man. They just want to fight all the time. He always want to fight. He always got his damn 30 tucked, right? He always got a knife. He said, what'd he say? But the brother didn't even say nothing, right? 30 says something. Then he put his knife in his damn pocket, man. It says, consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel. So you don't want to keep, you understand, or speak to anybody that's going to overthrow you with counsel as well. You got it.
Con, that's my man's from Paid in Full, man.
Right.
Damn, can't remember his name, right? But hey, that movie I was thinking of, man, it's called The Occupant, right? So you brothers, man, if you watch The Occupant, that's all I was thinking about, man, right? That movie, and his brother, man, he got evicted out of his apartment, and he went back and saw a new family living there. Now I'm not gonna tell you the whole movie, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. Right now, if you don't want to listen to it, you can mute it. You can leave and you can come back. But listen, he went into the man's apartment and he started finding out his damn allergies. Found out he was allergic to peanuts. Right? Found out when his damn baseball game was. And this man went to his AA. This guy was an alcoholic, and the other guy who wanted to be him pretended that he was an alcoholic and start going to the AA classes, sending emails to his wife. He basically took over this man's life, man, and was waiting on, and then he killed him. He damn injected him with some peanut allergies, man. You know, and the guy was helping him out, man. The guy helped him out when he was drunk. The guy helped him out in his hard time. But when you watch that so-called movie, it's a perfect example of not letting every man into your house. Right? So let me read this real quick. Like I said, you had brothers that kept the Feast of Tabernacles, and they let this guy in the Feast of Tabernacles in, and he ended up taking his wife. On the last day, the brother packing up the stuff, and his damn wife committed adultery. Right? On the last day, the holy convocate a solemn assembly, and the damn wife went off, man. Right? This is Sirach chapter 11 and 30. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud, and like as a spy, watcheth he for thy fall. You got brothers stalking your every move on Facebook. When is he going to tweet? Right? When is he going to damn post? Right? Hacking into your account, trying to figure out your password, going to your security questions, asking how much is in your bank account. Right? Verse 32. Of a spark of a fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man waiteth for blood. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot. So he'll give you a bad name forever. A perpetual blot meaning your name is tarnished, and it'll never go away, man. And they sit there and they plot, and they plot, and they plot. Right? Verse 34. Receive a stranger to thine house, and he will disturb thee and turn thee out of thine own. See that? So if you receive a stranger into your house, like the brother said, he'll never want to leave. And a brother told me, and the truth, he invited 3 brothers over for the feast day. Now these 3 brothers, they called this woman baby, huh? they start drinking and they start calling this woman baby. And they kind of ganged up on him and said, yeah, we said she baby. Now the guy said that now this is in the truth. They all got fringes on. Now the brother said, look, I need y'all to leave. And they said, no, we not leaving. Make us leave. Right? This actually happened. And the man said, make us leave, man. So the guy said, and he just went upstairs and went to sleep. And the guy was downstairs, man, with his woman. You know? So he woke up, he went downstairs, and the guys, they wasn't there anymore. So if you receive a stranger to your house, and they'll disturb you, man. You know, you got a king.
Yeah, that's off, man.
Yeah.
But you can't make this up.
Make us leave, man.
You can't make this up, man. Right? It's the book of Sirach, chapter 14, right? And verse number 8. An envious man hath a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. You got people that are envious in this. They want to be you. Don't stop thinking everybody that you hang around, damn, is got your best interests at heart, man. You got people that want to be you. Like that damn OJ song, smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place, man. They want your wife. They want your house. They want your dog. They want your children. They envious of you, man. They want your spirit, man. Why this brother got to be on fire all the time? Well, how come he can teach and I can't? How come he can remember the precepts? How come he can go into prophecy? Who makes him great? Right? They got an envious demon spirit, man. It's a covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. And the Lord can give him a roof over his head, a so-called good job in captivity, where he could so-called pay for the house, food, clothing, you understand? Things for his children and his wife, be on fire for the truth. Hey, but he still wants more, man. The eye is not satisfied with seeing. Like King Solomon said, you always want to see more. You always want more. Hey, be satisfied with what the Lord gave you, man. These envious spirits and these men, they always want more. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a niggard at the table. I mean, he want everything, man. He wants your shoes, and let me try those on. Yeah, let me see that chain too while you at it, right? Since you got it, brother, let me borrow $5. Next thing you know, you pull out some money, it turn into 35. But you just always want more. Breaking in and breaking in. You can't have people like that, man. And you got to beware because people will take advantage of your kindness, man. That's why you can't be, for lack of better terms, keeping it real. Can't be a pushover in this truth, man. What would the Lord do? Guess the Lord would give me the shirt off my back. You don't got no shirt on. He got 3 shirts in the trunk, right? And a hoodie on. Yeah, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this on Thursday. You walking home with no shirt on, man. Right? So don't be overran or overthrew in this truth, man. Trying to be nice, trying to be the ultimate lover or lover of Israel. Welcome in, get the shirt off my back, whatever you need, right? But don't take these scriptures out of context and be overthrown through your jolly, man. It says what? My son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself and give the Lord his due offering, right? So point blank period, you got to watch men and their envious, right? You got to watch men with their wicked eyes being covetous, and all these men don't have your best interests at heart. So you gotta kind of separate yourself and literally look and say, who has my best interests at heart? When you look at that brother that you call your friend or that sister you call your sister, you got to ask yourself these questions. Have we read together? Have we ever fasted together? Have I ever confided in him or her and me? You understand? Or she and her? Have we ever been to where we can literally sit down and respect and tell one another about ourselves? Is this really a true relationship and friendship? And you got to ask yourself, who are my real friends in this thing? You got it.
And I want to get this precept real quick in the book of Proverbs. And that's fundamental. This is part of the milk, right? This is Proverbs, the 1st chapter. And the brother put that song, yeah, Bobby Womack, he got a song called I Wish You Didn't Trust Me So Much, right? Now, when you watch that music video, he's sitting there singing a song about, I wish he didn't, talking about his best friend, right? The best friend and his woman was hanging around Bobby Womack, and Bobby Womack and saying, why does this guy trust me so much? I'm sitting here trying to plot on his woman. And that's what the whole song is about. Right? And that's a key example, man. And those are two Jakes. Now, if I'm able to pull it up, I'll pull it up. And that's how the song pretty much go. The whole song is about him saying, look, this dude, he trusts me way too much. You got certain brothers like that, man. You let them, man. Right? They try to get you all out of your secrets. Then they laugh you to scorn. Next thing you know, you done gave his brother $3,000, man. And you never heard from him again. Right? So let me get this real quick. This Proverbs Chapter 1 and verse 3. It reads, to receive the instruction, right, Salakia? It reads, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. Right? This is what the Proverbs are, to give you wisdom, to instruct you, meaning put you on a path of righteousness. Because we all have to be instructed and know how to move in this truth. Otherwise, guess what? We'll be moving in the ways of our own heart. Right? So you have to have instruction, wisdom, which is the application of knowledge through experience. You have to have justice, which is the enforcement of the law. Judgment, which you know how to make a decision based off of the law, statutes, and commandments, what's righteous and what's unrighteous. And equity, right? What is equity? Knowing how to balance things out, right? Make things equal. When things are out of order, you're able to go through the precepts and bring stability back to a situation that was wrought in confusion. So you have to have equity, right? What else do the Proverbs teach you? Verse 4, to give subtlety to the simple, right? And to the young man, knowledge and discretion, right? Knowledge and discretion. So what we're going into, dealing with brothers, knowing who you bring in your house, dealing with sisters, all of that is what? Discretion. You have to have all of these traits. You have to be able to enforce judgment, know justice, receive instruction, have wisdom, have understanding, but you also have to have discretion, right? So I'm going to pull up the definition of discretion, right? Let's pull this up, right? So discretion, the definition, it says, right, I'll just read it. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, right? But here's the definition of discretion, right? It says the quality of behaving. Okay, y'all down in there. The quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. So you want to have discretion too. You want to have some type of you don't want to be open to everybody. I'll put it like that. Right? You want to have some reserve. I'll put it like that. You want to have some self-reserve to yourself. You don't want to utter all your mind. You don't want to speak your whole heart. You don't want to be emotional. You don't want to go on rants. You want to have some reserve. And the Lord has discretion, man. And Yahweh has a name written that no man knoweth but he himself. Yahweh didn't give all of the secrets of everything. He had discretion, right? He had judgment. He had experience, man. So all of this is what the Proverbs gives you, how to deal with one another, how to deal with your brothers, and how to have what the Most High calls discretion, or synonyms are circumspection, caution, right? You have to have caution when you're dealing with a brother. You have to have caution when you're dealing with a wife. The Lord also calls it prudence, right? You want to be a prudent man and see evil before it comes, right? Now, I had this real quick, Salaki, bear with me. Right? Salaki. Right? Salaki.
That's the Bobby Womack jump. That's the Bobby Womack jump. I'm the best friend he's got. Giving the shirt off my
See that? See that? Right? See that? Madness right there, man. He said, I give him the shirt off my back. He know I'm his best friend, but he just keep leaving me alone with his wife. I wish he didn't trust me so much. You got it, man.
Damn, that's evil. That's off as hell, man.
Yeah, you gotta have some type of decorum in this thing. And I googled the word decorum. It's or these are the synonyms: having etiquette, right? Of course, politeness. You gotta, be wise as a serpent. In this thing. That's the main word I wanted. You gotta have some type of etiquette. I got a quick precept. It's just direct 13:8. The lame back off what the brother was saying. Beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy jealousy. Right? A lot of people they reveal everything. They so goofy and happy all the time. So happy go lucky. People there take advantage of that. And there's another precept I got. This is Sirach 37:27. It reads, it's like it's Sirach chapter 12. It's like a 27. 12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. Right? Is that a question that somebody had? What if you don't have anyone who's like-minded?
And we kind of start going into, Shalom, and we started kind of going into having brothers that you should be around. When the Spirit had us going into brothers that you shouldn't be around, all going up to the Feast of Tabernacles, which is a holy convocation. So now you're getting the in-depth damn holy convocation breakdown, huh?
I got one more.
You got it, King.
I got one more, and this is real important for the Feast of Tabernacles, because a lot of brothers they traveling to go to said destination. This is Sirach 8:15. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow. Now that bold fellow, he doesn't really have to be a sinner, but he can be a foolish man. He can not have any prudence. Doesn't know how to behave himself wisely. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee. For he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly. And I got a quick anecdote. My folks asked me, "Hey, travel with your uncle to Alabama." I said, "I'm not doing that." And I said no specifically because I know the type of man he is. Right? He's what one would consider a bold fellow. Lo and behold, he driving down there, got pulled over, arrested. Cause he didn't know how to act. He don't know how to behave himself. I said, "Y'all see that?" They said they just put their head down. My folks. They said, that boy. I said, right. That's why I don't want to go with him. Then my cousin kind of had to take a plane back to Detroit. It was all hell broke through. So you got to be careful who you traveling with.
Yeah, you want to like this is wisdom right here, man. Right, this is how you're supposed to conduct yourself. This is called instruction. The Most High deals with instruction given to man, because when you are operating in the world, you have no idea what to do, what not to do, when to speak, when not to speak, how to behave, how not to behave, who to be around, who not to be around. You're raised up by this whore, man. And Babylon raises you up in a lifestyle where they say you can follow your own heart and you can do whatever you want and do what makes you feel good. So the scriptures and the Most High is bringing you back to proper order and instruction. So even dealing with the Spirit had us going to all of this. We're going into the Feast of Tabernacles, but the Spirit had us kind of shift and kind of deal with instruction, discretion, order, prudence. You understand? And these are things that can actually be applied in your everyday walk in this truth, man. So it's important to pray for these things. It's important to pray for the spirit of discretion, prudence. You understand? Wisdom, understanding, knowledge. And wisdom is not just, like we always say, wisdom is not just knowing all of the in-depth breakdowns, right? Wisdom is knowledge that's actually being applied, right? Because you can have all of the wisdom, but wisdom comes through experience, and it's you putting forth the knowledge that you have learned, man. So these are the traits that every man and every woman should have, man. Right? These are traits that a wife should have. A wife should be prudent. A wife should have discretion. You understand? She should know when to speak, when not to speak amongst men, around men. Because you can have all of the wisdom. You might have a wife and she damn butting in the conversation. It's you and 5 brothers talking. I got a point, right? I got something I want to say. That's a wife with no discretion. Yeah, she can cook. Yeah, she's sewing up the garment. She's doing all this. And then as soon as the brother's talking, we had a woman kind of came up and asked men stuff, man. She should have asked her husband. She kind of came out and says, anybody got a bottle? Anybody got a damn she said damn wine opener or something like that. There's a group of damn men out there drinking. She kind of hopped in the middle of the circle, kind of like this. Anybody got a damn wine opener? Right? Hey, that's no discretion, man. So you don't want to be a fool in this thing.
That's off, man.
Yeah.
Right. And you damn sure don't want to be a fool in this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the book of Sirach. And that goes back to having manners too, like the scriptures talk about, man. You got to have manners in how you eat, manners how you talk, right? There's order with everything, right? Just because you damn in the truth don't mean you can trust everybody and open your mouth to everybody, man. Especially women. Women shouldn't be talking to any man. Women sitting there talking to a man, right? You look up, you see your wife at the damn table, supposed to be getting food, and she having a casual conversation. That's off, man. You don't know what that brother's saying to your damn woman, right? She shouldn't even be opening her mouth, right? Speaking to any man to begin with. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 31, and verse 17. It says, "Leave off for manners' sake, and be not insatiable, lest thou offend." So in these feast days, man, it's not a nigga fest. See, you can eat up all the food the most. Your plate like this. You carrying your plate, all your food. And you got your wife, she got a plate. You got a plate, and it's all for you. This is not something you just get damn stuffed and pop your damn stomach. You sit back. And you say it was a good feast of tabernacles, man. Right? It says, "Leave off first for manners' sake, and be not insatiable lest thou offend." Right? The whole point of the feast is to remember the Lord, man. That's the whole point. Keep the commandments, remember the Lord and our forefathers. It's not to see who could dress the best. It's not to damn have the biggest tent. Brothers got a tent, spirit on them. Who got the biggest tent? Well, I could fit 3 chairs in my tent. Right? The brother, hey man, so what, man? Yeah, the brother, he had a big tent in that thing, man. We don't care, man, as long as you're keeping the commandments. Brother spent $300 on a tent. So what? You still keeping the commandments, man. Whether it's a small tent, whether it's a large tent. As long as you're rehearsing the righteous acts, man. Don't turn the truth into a foolishness, man. You understand? Brothers got to be on fire and remember the first and only reason why we keeping these commandments, to glorify our Father, to keep these commandments and remember our forefathers. It says what? "When thou sittest among many, reach not thy hand out," right? First of all, a very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed. Right? So the point of the matter is, man, you eat good, don't get me wrong. Hey, but do it in the right spirit. Right? Don't get drunk. Don't turn this into a party. Don't turn this into anything other than a righteous, holy convocation. You got that.
All right, this let me get this real quick. This Sirach chapter. I'm gonna get these 2 quick precepts. Right? This Sirach chapter 42, and I'm gonna read verse 1. "If thou be made mad," so the scriptures cover everything, man. Like how to deal with the breakdowns, how to receive instruction, how to deal with a friend, what a holy convocation is, right? How to deal with a woman, raise your son, the judgments. So the scriptures, it leaves no stone unturned, man. Right? But let me get this in Sirach 42:1. If thou be made the master of a feast, lift not thyself up. Like Ariah said, man, when you're going into these feast days, you have to remember what the Feast of Tabernacles is about. It should humble you, man. The very spirit behind the Feast of Tabernacles should keep you in a humble spirit. Hundreds and thousands, if not millions, of Israelites died in the wilderness, man. For being proud, for rebelling, for murmuring, for scoffing, for being vain, for not believing. So when you're dealing with the Feast of Tabernacles, we're not saying don't have a good time. We're not telling you don't crack a smile. We're not telling you that, huh? But we're telling you the spirit behind it. Like I said earlier, this is not just a camping trip. Stop thinking you're just going camping, man. Right? Or I'm going camping with it. No, this is you're dwelling in the wilderness, man. Right? Like your forefathers dwelt in the wilderness for 40 years, man, for rebelling against the name of the Lord. Right? So it says, lift not thyself up, but be among them as one of the rest. Take diligent care for them, and so sit down. You want to check on your brothers, man. If he need help set up his tent, don't set up your damn tent. Say, this guy, you can't set up your tent, right? Look at this guy. He's struggling. Right then, everybody make a big circle around him and watch him try to build his tent. He's sweating. He's laboring. He's damn taking the damn hammer. It's falling apart, and everybody sit there like it's the damn fraternity. No, man. Hey, help your brother out, man. You know, this is the sincere milk of the word. It reads, and when thou hast done all thy office, take thy place, that thou mayest be merry with them, and receive a crown for thy well ordering of the feast. Speak thou that art the elder, for it becometh thee, but with sound judgment, and hinder not music. Yeah, hey man, it's okay if you out in the woods, you kind of got some music playing. Hinder not music, right? Reading on. It reads, pour not out words where there is a musician, and show not forth wisdom out of time. So if brothers are just eating, drinking, and being merry, you don't want to just sit there, brother. What does Deuteronomy chapter 19 and 19 say? Tell me right now.
Goodness.
The brother sitting there, he with his woman in the tent. You're yelling out his tent. Ariah! 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 He's drunk. It's 2 a.m. He with his woman in the tent, man. Right? And his woman's sick. His woman kind of sick. Her stomach hurt. He consoling his woman. And you out the tent. Ariah! What does Deuteronomy 19 and 19 say? Hey, brother, it's not time for that, brother.
Right.
Now you can be wise, but there's a time to show your wisdom, and it's a time not to show your wisdom. Especially brothers sitting there eating, drinking, and being merry, man. There's a time to speak. It's a time to refrain from speaking. If brothers are sitting around talking about, how they feel unworthy to be in the truth at the Feast of Tabernacles, and you are, but nobody knows who the 7 heads are, do you? Right? It's not time for that, brother. You cut a brother off to try to go into the breakdown, but nobody, that spirit isn't there. The Most High didn't put that spirit. You're trying to force the course of the river, man.
Right.
Stop trying to force the course of the river at the feast days. Right? Read on. Talking about, I've been studying this. Right? Watch out for the brother that walks up and does this all the time.
Right. You always got something to say.
Yeah, brother always got something to say. Right? There's a few more in this. It reads. Right, I want to jump down. All right, let me read. I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words, be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. So you might have elders, older men in your congregation, and they sitting about talking about what happened in the 1980s. Don't be up there. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy, man. And you was just born in 2000, right? Brother, it's a time to speak. It's a time to refrain from speaking. You may have men that been in the truth a little bit longer, man. You just came in this thing yesterday. You don't make yourself equal with these men. Don't make yourself equal with great men. If David and Abraham and Moses are in the room and we shutting the hell up. If they knock on the door and say, "Hey, put us on the live," I'm getting off the live, and I'm damn taking notes. Right? It's another quick precept I had. This Sirach chapter. Oh yeah, then I'll let you get in there. I get it after you.
Yeah. Jake asked you blow a trumpet middle of the night. This First Samuel 18 and 14. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. Right, in all his ways. Right, so he knew the scriptures, he knew the law, of course, but he also behaved himself wisely. And a lot of Jake's, either you don't know how to do it or we still learning. Nonetheless, this is an important. It's a great question, actually, the brother asks, and it's beautiful that the Most High put in the spirit on these brothers to kind of elaborate and go through all these precepts to really nail each point. So we, now we understand. Hey, you got to behave yourself wisely in this thing, as our forefather David did. There's a lot of Jake. We know a lot of Jake that just kind of just got to look at. You just look at him whenever he's walking around. You kind of just you don't want to be that guy. Oh, look at that brother. They might not say it, but they thinking it, or they kind of saying it with their eyes. Now you turn into a bold fellow. You gotta be cool. You gotta have some type of etiquette. Brother said prudence. You gotta be wise as a serpent. You gotta know what to say, what not to say. And that was actually one of my favorite precepts the brother brought out.
Yeah, because you don't. Oh, go ahead, King.
No, you got it. I'll go after you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, Salakia, you don't want to get a bad name. You don't want to be at the Feast of Tabernacles and you out there with the brothers, and now all of a sudden, after the Feast of Tabernacles, nobody want to deal with you no more. Nobody want to talk to you. You're not invited. Like I said, you got brothers that making separate group chats. They kicked you out the group chat. They cast your name into darkness. They're doing events and you didn't know, right? You don't know what's going on anymore. You're in obscure darkness because you have a perpetual bad name, right? And you can get a bad name. And once you get a bad name, it's hard to get it. It's hard to get that name right again, right? Let me get this precept real quick, man. And we kind of went into this on the Day of Atonement marathon class, right? But let me get this in Proverbs Chapter 22, right? No brother, you should not want to have a bad name, right? You don't want to be the brother known for getting drunk. You was the brother that was drunk, creeping into brothers' tents in the middle of the night, man. You were that guy who got drunk and creeped. The brother went to use the bathroom. You creeped into the tent because his woman was in there.
And hid in there.
And hid in there. You thought that was funny, right? You want to scare his woman, man. Now his woman was pregnant. You scared her. Now she's in labor. You done induced labor. Now you done damn ruined the whole Feast of Tabernacles, man. You inducing labor on brothers' wives. You scaring kids. You getting drunk, right? You pretending that it's damn. You in that Halloween spirit. You just came out the world. It's reminding you of Halloween. You dressing up like a damn ghoul.
Wow.
Right? It's Proverbs Chapter 22 and 1. It reads, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Yeah, because silver and gold, it fades away. Right? Silver and gold, once it leaves your hands, is going to the next man's hands. But guess what? A good name lasts forever. You understand? That sticks with you. Silver and gold doesn't stick with you. And silver and gold is corruptible. And when this first heaven and this first earth is passed away, and there's no more sea, and the bombs drop, and the chariots come, and the blood moon is manifest, and the elect are beamed up, and their names are going to live forever, man. And the Lord said, let me get this one quick precept in Malachi real quick. Right? This Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16. right? Malachi chapter 3 and 16. Then they that feared Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him, before them for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. So the Most High has an account of every man that their conversation is godly. They're speaking about the works of the Most High. They're speaking about the high holy days. They're speaking about the judgments. They're speaking about the kingdom. They're speaking about the law, statutes, and commandments. These men and these women, their names are accounted for, man. And their names are going to live forever. But then you're going to have brothers whose names, they're going to be known as the brother dressing up, like I said, like a damn ghost, trying to scare brothers in the woods, doing a Feast of Tabernacles. Like the brother said, eating all of the food. You putting the fire out because you think it's funny. It's cold as hell, then you can't just do water on the fire. Brother spent 4 hours putting the fire together, and you can't just do water on it. And then ran away, right? You don't want to have a bad name. You don't want to go up there showing out, being a damn a jerk, for lack of better terms. Because you want your name to live forever, man. When people say your name, when people speak about Ariah or Yaradan, Naquam, I'm sure these brothers can attest. Hey, look, we don't want no ill words associated to our name, huh?
Right.
I don't want the name Naquam to come up and they say that's the nigga who's always doing this, you know, or that's Yaradan. He's always doing A, B, and C, or right. He's always drunk. No, you want your name to live forever, man. And the Lord says, have regard to thy name. Don't think your name don't matter. Well, I don't care what people think about me. You got people saying that in the world, man.
That's the spirit.
People are going to say what they want to say. I don't care. Where's it at in the Bible, man? Right? Now, you can understand that people are going to talk, but you have to care about your name. You have to monitor your behavior. The Lord said, let your moderation be known unto all men, that the Lord is at hand. You have to have moderation in this thing, man. And weigh things out in the balance. And one more point. I tell you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, that the Most High mastered his power. And you got to master your power in this thing, man. And know what's good for you and know what isn't good for you. You have to reach the level to master your power and know yourself. You got it, King.
Khan, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 31, right in verse 27. Right, because old brothers are giving you a sound wisdom, how to act. You understand how to move, how to conduct yourself, right? Because this is not a game, man. And the Lord could put you to death, right, for playing with his high holy day, man, right? Sitting up there thinking this is something to do for fun, right? Making little damn challenges, Feast of Tabernacle challenge, right? Adding it to the word, or you going the hell off, man. It says wine is good as life to man if it be drunk immoderately. What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad. Wine measurably drunk and Salakia and in season bringing gladness. So you have to watch your consumption, man, in this thing. Don't be getting drunk at the Feast of Tabernacles, taking it as a game, right? Running around, right? Stumbling into brothers. We throwing rocks at the brother tent in the middle of the night. Like, hey, you up? Psst, psst. Throwing rocks at the brother tent. Are you up? Right? That's off, man. That's evil. Right? Hey, man, you got to take this thing in consideration and read about our forefathers. Hey, every single high holy day, you should be reading about our forefathers, man. You should be visualizing like you was there. Like, damn, he did this. Then what else happened? You kind of getting into this thing. You kind of visualizing this, man. When you read the scriptures, it should feel like you was there. Because you was in the spirit, man, 2,000 years ago. Right? 3,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago. You was there, man. You understand? You have to call to remembrance these things through the spirit. It says what? Wine measurably drunk and season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind. But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of mind, and like it with brawling and quarreling. So you don't want to turn a feast day into quarreling, man. Right? You had something to drink. The other brother had something to drink. Now y'all had them getting in an argument on who has the biggest tent, man. Right? Who cooked the best fish? No taste mine. No taste mine. Next thing you know, it's a damn war outside, man. It's an uproar, right? Hey, man, you gotta come together. You gotta laugh with the Akim. Gotta literally talk about how we gonna endure this truth. Gotta read the scriptures. Right? Kind of come together, man, and mirth and gladness, and also understanding. You understand the other side of it, man. Right? How we literally endured the wilderness, how we pitched booths, how we went through all those things. Read about that in the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Boom, you could go to it. Nehemiah, the 8th chapter. Right? So a lot of, you understand, precepts that you can go to on how our forefathers kept the account. Don't just keep the feast and don't read about our forefathers. You have to understand the history also going into all of this, man. It says, rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine and despise him not in his mirth. So that's going back to rebuking a brother, like Sirach 32 was going into. It's a time to show wisdom. It's a time to not, man. It's a time to rejoice. It's a time to mourn. Like Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter talks about. So have discernment during the feast also. Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine, and despise him not in his mirth, and give him not no despiteful words, and press not upon him, urging him to drink, man. Gotta let the brothers take a shot before we go to sleep. Everybody gather together, taking a damn shot. It's off, man. Right? Hey, man, get your family in order. Rejoice. Read the scriptures. Come before the fire if you have it. If not, you know, it is what it is. And read the scriptures. More importantly, keep what's written and read the scriptures. You got it.
God, this First Peter chapter 4:1. It reads, for as much then as the Mashiach hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin. So now you have to arm yourself with the same mind of Yahushua. Now you have to cease from sin. Now you have to be willing to suffer, right? That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. Meaning there was a time when we lived like the Gentiles, man. Now, when you think about how the Gentiles, meaning the actual other nations, right? The Edomites, the Moabites, the Hamites, the Japhites, the Ishmaelites, when you think about how they conduct themselves on their so-called festivals or religious festivities, it's you have damn orgies, you have damn people dealing with kids, drinking, you have feast of blood, man. Everything's out of order. Secret ceremonies, rites, all types of folly going on. So you have to remember that, hey, there was a time when you kept the damn so-called holiday of the world. People's getting drunk, damn committing adultery, people damn leaving, getting arrested, all fights are breaking out, somebody gets shot, right? You can't keep the feast day like you did when you was a Gentile. That's the old man. Stop bringing an old man spirit into the most high holy days, man. Right? Verse 3. For the time, and every brother, you got it. Now, tonight is the first night of the Feast of Tabernacles. And if you didn't know, guess what? Now you know. If you didn't know how to conduct yourself, or what the Feast of Tabernacles is about, or what to deal with, we're going into it. Right? Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banqueting, and abominable idolatries. So you don't want to be lascivious on a feast day, right? You're drinking and you start lusting after women, right? Trying to figure out what they doing in their tent. You ducking off, trying to be with all of the women. That's lascivious. The only thing on your mind is women, women, women at the feast day, man. Right? No, you got to be thinking about Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Like I said, the life of your forefathers in the wilderness, why we were in the wilderness, how they died in the wilderness, how only Joshua and Caleb made it out, how they were judged, how they murmured. Right? It reads lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine. So no excess of wine on the feast days. Now, it's okay to drink, right? But in moderation and in season. Revelings. You don't want to get into revelings on a feast day. What is reveling? Commotions, tumults, fights, uproars, right? You got damn fighting, and you turn your one tent on the damn campground or whatever. It's the tent of hand-to-hand combat, right? Yeah, you got all the tents set up. You got a sign set up, hand-to-hand combat tent. And every day, two brothers go in there and do that hand-to-hand combat, man. That's reveling. They take a shot and they walk in the tent and do hand-to-hand, right? Coming out all bruised up. It reads, revelings, banquetings. What is banquetings, right? Pretty much banqueting is like a feast of wine and meat, like in the bar. You make yourself a great. There's nothing wrong with having a feast, but banqueting is when you do it in excess. Like the Romans used to have a room called the vomitorium. They would have a room called a vomitorium because they would eat so much, and they would just go to this room and they'll throw up their food and they'll go back and keep eating. Right? The Lord isn't dealing with reveling, man. People jumping on the table. Who could jump through the fire and not get burnt? You're gonna have brothers trying to jump over the fire, right? Or did it burn you? Or kind of caught brothers getting caught on fire, forest fire.
Burnt up your fringes.
Yeah, you burnt up, you scorched your fringes. You burning trees down. You taking sticks, putting in the fire, throwing it at brothers. Oh, go ahead,
a Jake might take a egg and a dam.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Not knowing the law, right? But let me get this precept too. This Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 10. It reads, and Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, and the solemnity of the year of release, and the feast of tabernacles. Listen to what your forefathers did in the feast of tabernacles, right? When all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God, it's like in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. So that's what men of the Most High are supposed to do. You're supposed to gather together and read the law. Now, it's okay to drink, like I said, eat, drink, be merry. But also, you said at that time, we're all going to read the law. Right? We're going to go into the scriptures. It's not a getaway from the Bible. I've been in the truth. I've been wearing out studying, and it's just a getaway. No, there's no getaway. You can't get away from the Most High. He'll get away from you, man. Right? It reads, gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn, and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law. So that should be going down on the Feast of Tabernacles. All of the men, all of the women, all of the children gathered together, man. When you have the elder men, they read the law and they break it down, man. Right? That's supposed to be done on the Feast of Tabernacles. That's how your forefathers kept it. Right? Like I said, we're not saying you can't eat, drink, and be merry at not defraud yourself for the good day, but also you always have to have Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai be made manifest through everything you do, man. Right? It says, and whatsoever you do in word or deed, in Colossians 3, do all in the name of the Father, B'Shem Mashiach Yahushai, paraphrasing it. So when you set up your tent, the whole spirit behind the Feast of Tabernacles, brothers should know, okay, yeah, we're here to congregate and enjoy one another, but also guess what? We're in the spirit of our forefathers and the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Right? You got something, Yardan?
Wow.
All right, let's go back to Leviticus 23. All right? Let's go back to it. Leviticus chapter 23. And now we want to go into some secrets and mysteries, but the Spirit had us go into this. Right? This is profitable. Right? And no man had power over the Spirit to retain the Spirit. Let's go to Leviticus 23. Let's read 34 again.
It's Leviticus chapter 23, verse 34. And it reads, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord.
Which starts tonight, right now. Right? If you're on the East Coast, it started already. All right. If you're on the West Coast, it's at sundown. If you overseas in Europe, England, it's been started already. Right? Go on.
On the day, it's like on the first day, should be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So it's a Sabbath. You can't do any work. You should not be cleaning up. You should not be moving furniture around, reorganizing the attic. You understand? Cleaning the refrigerator. You cannot do any servile work. What is work? Work for a service or a work that you would get paid for or work for hire. That's what servile means. So the only work that can be done is the work that goes into prepping the food and cooking the food. That's the only work that can be done. All right, let's go on.
Verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
See that? So your Feast of Tabernacles is 8 days. Your first day is a Sabbath and a holy convocation. Your 8th day is a Sabbath, a holy convocation. But the difference between the 8th day and the first day is your 8th day is what? A solemn assembly. Right? A solemn assembly. Now, when you look up the word solemn, right? We're going to put this up. Right? Let's pull up the word solemn for brothers that may not know. So it's pretty much a little bit more serious, a little bit more dignified, a little bit more, I don't want to use the word honorable, but there's a different spirit behind it. So you look up the word solemn, it means formal or dignified, not cheerful or smiling or serious. Now I want to go into it in the Hebrew. So bear with me 1 second. Let's get that word in the Hebrew. Right? Your first day is a Sabbath, and your 8th day is a Sabbath, but your 8th day is a solemn assembly. Right? And I want to get this precept. I mean, it's in the Hebrew, so bear with us so brothers can have a clear understanding on why the Most High said, your 8th day is a solemn assembly. Right? So brothers got it, so I'm going to pull this up real quick.
I was about to go into Nehemiah, the 8th chapter, but you already in Leviticus. I get that next. You got it, y'all.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, I'll have to. Can a brother pull it up? Satan kind of causing confusion over here.
Pull it up.
Right, Solomon in Hebrew via the blue letter on Leviticus 23 and 36. I want to pull it up, but bad is going on over here. The brothers can see that. And again, you can't do no servile work on the 8th day either.
Right.
All right, so let's pull this up.
Here we go.
God.
61:16. At Sarah. Second entry. At Sereth.
Brother said that.
God,
That's Astra and
what is it in the Concord? H what?
H6113. Assembly, solemn assembly, assemblage, company, a group. As an assembly, especially on a festival or a holy day.
That's
a
the word
meeting.
solemn, or is that the word assembly?
It's like, yeah. Oh, shoot. Let me see. They kind of linking the word together.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Sometimes they do that. All right, but really that word is a little bit more formal day, a little bit more dignified, a little bit more grave, like you close out. It's a closing day, right? So that's the day brothers should really be into the scriptures. It should be really, like we read in Deuteronomy 31 and 10, right? Our people read the law. They gathered the men together, they gathered the women together and the children, and they were into the law that day. It kind of came out. You might have a fire going on. You might have all of the Akim and Aquaf come around. You might do a lesson on the last day before you close out, right? You might do a quick lesson on the 8th day of the Feast of Tabernacles, right? You got it, King.
Come. All right, let me jump into Nehemiah. All right, bear with me. All right, this is the book of Nehemiah. All right, chapter 8 and verse. I'm going to start at 13. And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests, and the Levites unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law. Right? So they came together to read, you understand, and get the breakdown of the words of the law. So brothers got to chiefly be in the scriptures all throughout the feast, you understand? Not having more mirth and joy than you actually do reading and understand the spirit behind the whole feast day, man. The high holy convocation. It says they found written in the law, which the Lord had commanded Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month, and that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities in Jerusalem, saying, go forth into the mount and fetch olive branches. So in the ancient world, they had olive branches and pine branches and myrtle branches and palm branches and branches of thick trees, and make booths as it is written, right? In Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Right? They wasn't going to Walmart or Walgreens, right? But we live in captivity now. We don't own any land to be able to just camp wherever we want, you understand? Nor do a lot of Akim or Akwaf have the tools nor time to do these type of things, right? Hey, but in the ancient world, it went down, man. Everything was better in the ancient world. And I hate it here, man. Right? You're not being able to do things like our forefathers did. It's sickening, man. Right? They actually had to go to the Pacific tree. Okay, no, not that tree. That's not olive tree. Let's go to the olive tree. Figured out the olive tree, breaking it down. They building it. Hey, that took a lot of time, man. And a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom to discern how to make it for the stability of their house. You understand? You may have 5 kids. You may have 15 children. They were building these things, the structure. It says what? So the people went forth and brought them and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and their courts of the house of God, and the street of the water gate, and the street of the gate of Ephraim. And all the congregation of them that would come again of the captivity made booths and sat under the booths, right? For since that day of Joshua the son of Nun, until that day they have not the children of Israel done so. And there was a very great gladness. So until that time of Joshua, you understand, the son of Nun, and to the time of Nehemiah, they haven't done so as a whole nation. So the spirit behind this, they was real glad, man. It was turning up in righteousness. And day by day, from the first day until the last, he read in the book of the law of God. I'm going to read that again. Also, day by day, from the first day until the last day, he read in the book of the law of God and kept the feast 7 days. And on the 8th day was a solemn assembly according unto the manner. It's like the brother was going into, man. That 8th day that's gathering together. It's a solemn assembly. And you have to keep it day by day and read the law every single day, man.
Con. Now, let's go back to Leviticus 23 real quick. Right? That's an excellent point. Let's go back to Leviticus 23, and we read 36. Now let's jump down to 39. Leviticus 23 and 39.
Exodus chapter 23, verse
No,
39.
Leviticus
Oh,
23 and
it's like
39.
it. Leviticus 23 and 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. And the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
Now, also, you have to remember that the Feast of Tabernacles, let's go to Exodus 23 and 16. It's also called the Feast of Ingathering. So before the winter time came in, you gathered in all of your crops and you put them in the storehouses, because this towards the end of the year. because you wasn't having crops really out there in the elements after this. So you have the feast of the ingathering or the harvest. Now, if you a spiritual man, you're going to remember that a harvest is coming, right? What is the harvest when Yahweh Shah returns? So you're going to have the ingathering happening all over again. So you're also thinking about the prophecies. You're thinking about the harvest. You're thinking about the sickle. Thinking about Yahweh Shai gathering in the first fruits. You're thinking about the Lord and the angels plucking up the wheat. Plucking up the tares and gathering the wheat. That's also the spiritual aspect of the Feast of Tabernacles, because it's also called the Feast of Ingathering and the gathering of the plants that were planted by the Israelites. Right, let's get that real quick in Exodus 23 and 16.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 16. At the Feast of Harvest.
Right, your Feast of Harvest, right, which is called your Pentecost. That's your Feast of Harvest. Go on.
Slakia. The first fruits of thy labors.
Yeah, that's why it's the first fruits, because in the beginning of the year, you plant your first fruits. It's the Feast of Harvest. Go on.
Which thou hast sown in the field, and the Feast of Ingathering.
And the what?
The Feast of Ingathering, which is in the end of the year.
Which is at the end. Aren't we at the end? Right? Aren't these the last days? Isn't this Esau's the end of the world? Right? So you have your Feast of Ingathering at the end. At the end of the year, go on.
Slakia. When thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
And the Most High is going to gather in all of the fruit that you have produced, man. All of your righteous works is going to be gathered. When the Lord returns, he's going to take all of your righteous works into account and see if they're worthy or unworthy, man. Right? The Most High is going to see how often you was reading, how often you was studying, how often you was praying, how often you was fasting. Did you keep the Feast of Tabernacles? Did you neglect it? You understand? And the Lord's going to reap the harvest of all of the fruits that you produce as a tree at the end, which is the end gathering on the spiritual level. Right? Let me get that real quick in Revelation chapter 14. So you have the spiritual aspect of it, and you have the agricultural aspect of it. You have to know how to deal with the feast days. You got to know the ins and outs of the Feast of Tabernacles. Right, let's get that Revelation chapter 14 and 14.
I got it.
Con.
This Revelation chapter 14, verse 14. And I looked.
And that's a lot of, you got to think about how we lived in the ancient world. Right? The brother just said they didn't have Walmart. And then whatever, man. You have to actually plant seeds and toil and labor in those elements, man. And at the end of the year, you can take your sickle and you'll cut your increase and you rejoice during that time. And you usually, around the time of the Feast of Tabernacles, what's in the sky? A blood moon. Or they'll call it a harvest moon, right? They usually call it a harvest moon, which is the largest moon, and it's usually a blood moon, right? So if you're keeping the Feast of Tabernacles in the right season, you'll see that harvest moon or that blood moon, which is symbolic or foreshadowing Yahweh Shah's return and that harvest, right? And let's get that real quick, Revelation 14 and 14.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
Yeah, John saw Yahweh Shah in the chariot with a sharp sickle in his hand.
And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle, and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
For the harvest of the earth is ripe. Meaning what? It's the end gathering season at the end of the year, at the end of days. So Yahweh Shah, guess what? You have a spiritual Feast of Tabernacles coming when he returns and gathers the increase and the fruit of the field, man. You got it, King.
Who, me?
I'll talk about it. You got something?
Nah, you got it.
Con, let's go back to Leviticus 23. So you got to remember too how we were living in the ancient world, man. Right? In the wilderness, yeah, we were in tents, but also when we were in our land, we had to plant and do the increase. And at the end of the year, the Most High set up that feast. That's why you have feasts appointed in their seasons. See that Leviticus 23. These are the feasts which ye shall appoint in their seasons, because in each season you have a so-called lifestyle that our people were under. Like for the feast of for Pentecost, those are 50 days after your Passover. When you plant your seeds, your 50 days, your Pentecost, which is your feast of harvest, you're gathering the increase in the feast of weeks, or it's called the feast of first fruits, and you bring that to the priest. Then at the end of the year, you're still planting and gathering, and you're taking that end of the year harvest and you're gathering it to the Most High. You got a point, Yardan?
John, this is Luke chapter 10, verse 2. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest.
That's a good precept.
Right now, of course, Yahweh Shai, he's going to come back and ultimately gather the fruits and all the good stuff. But it's our job to go out and plant it, right? Plant the seeds, do X, Y, and Z. The Lord, he taught us how to plant through the scriptures, through Luke 23, so on and so forth. But now it's our job to tell more brothers, hey, the labor, there's only a few brothers. We need more brothers to kind of plant the seed so Israel sprout up. So, and that goes back to I believe Song of Solomon 8th chapter. You got it.
That's right. That's right. So, like the brother said, the Lord, he's the Lord of the harvest, man. He's the Lord at the end gathering. Another word for Lord is master. So when you're also in the Feast of Tabernacles, you should be thinking about the work that got to be done, man. There's a lot to think about, man. You're thinking about the work that got to be done. It might set you on fire. Then you might want to go out and do the work because you're thinking about the harvest. You know, like I said, we're going to hold camp out there, Most High willing, man. We're going to hold camp and hit the area and go out and do the work, man, because we're thinking about the harvest. We're planting seeds. We're thinking about the end gathering. We're thinking about the Lord of the harvest taking a sickle, and we're thinking about us being trees, and our fruits are going to be gathered. And hopefully they're acceptable in the eyes of the Lord, man. Now, let's go back to Leviticus 23. All right, Leviticus 23 and 40.
This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
So it's okay to rejoice, man. Right? You don't have to sit there and cry all day during the Feast of Tabernacles. But in your mind, you have a spiritual mind. You're thinking about the harvest. You're thinking about the end gathering. You're thinking about your forefathers in the wilderness. You're thinking about the booths, right? Go on.
Slacking. Before the Lord your God 7 days, and you shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Right.
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in the booths. Like
So if
dwell in
you're an
booths.
Israelite, you should be in the tent. Right? Hey, in the kingdom, the nations are going to have to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, we don't know if they're going to have to be in the tent or not. They might just be kind of out there. But the Israelites, if you're an Israelite born, you're going to dwell in a tent or a booth. Now, remember, we dwelt in tents temporarily, right? It was temporary until we were given what? The permanent promised land. So these are your two. It's also spiritual because you're dwelling in this booth, this tent. This is a tabernacle that's temporary. Just like our forefathers, we wasn't supposed to be in the wilderness forever. That was temporary until we inherited the promised land, where the Most High will have houses, a permanent land for us, mansions, and a permanent dwelling place. You understand? So also on a spiritual level, you got to remember you're dwelling in a tent right now. Your body's a tent, a temporary dwelling place for your spirit, huh? And guess what? You're here for 7 days until the Most High take you out of this thing and put you in your permanent dwelling place. Right? Let me get that in 2 Corinthians chapter 5.
I already got it.
Oh, you got it.
In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1, and it reads, we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens.
Like in the ancient world, we had a house, right? Which was our earthly house, our tent, man. You had to pack it up. You had to move. It might have got blown away with the wind. Might have got destroyed. It was corruptible, man. Now, when we entered to the promised land and we had our allotted lands, was we dwelling in tents anymore? No, you had houses, man, to dwell in. That's why you have laws. You have to put a battlement upon your house. Because the Lord knew that those tents were temporary. And once you inherit the land, you have laws on how to deal with your house, man. You understand? Get your house in order. So you're thinking also on a spiritual level about how you're in this corruptible tent, how you're in this earthly tabernacle that's ready to be dissolved, and how this is just a temporary residence and judgment of our spirit until you dwell in your permanent house. What is the building? It's like it says, we have a building of God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. So you have your temporary house, your earthly house, and you have a spiritual body or a spiritual house that the Most High has in store for you. Right? You can read on.
In Leviticus or
2 Corinthians 5:2.
2 Corinthians 5:2. For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed with our house, which is from heaven.
See that? So we desire to be clothed upon with our house in heaven. Like our forefathers, they didn't want to be out there in the tents and this wilderness that we dwell in now. And we're in tents in the wilderness right now, man. On a spiritual level. With all these serpents and wild beasts. You understand? Dragons.
Yeah.
Scorching sun. Our bodies being afflicted. You know? So we grown. We're upset. Like the brother said, I hate this place, man. Because we dwelling in these tents. It's not permanent. You understand? This is the house of our pilgrimage. But we desire to be clothed upon like our forefathers desired to be in a promised land. They desired to be with the Most High. Well, two of them. They desired to what? Inherit the portions given to them to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Just like now, we dwell in these earthly tabernacles, these tents in the wilderness, desiring to be in the promised land. So you got a lot to wrap your mind around during the Feast of Tabernacles. You're thinking about prophecies. You're thinking about the earthly tabernacle. You're thinking about the unbelieving forefathers. You're thinking about the ingathering and the labor of your forefathers. You're thinking about the harvest. You're thinking about how to conduct yourself. So you don't have to just sit there and drink, man, and watch Martin all day with your feet hanging out the bottom of your tent, man. You know? You got it, King.
Right.
It's son.
You
Oh,
got
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, you got it. Go ahead.
You had a precept?
Yeah, but I got one after you. Go ahead. Come on. See that? It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 1, and verse number 15. And it reads, like the brother going into, man, you got to think about all of our forefathers, man. All of the wickedness that they was in, you understand? You got to think about literally what they had to go through, right? Hey, man, it was hell in the wilderness, man. I don't think that was something fun to do. This 2nd Esdras, right, chapter 1 and verse 15. Thus saith the Almighty, Lord, the quails were as a token for you. I give you tents for your safeguard. Nevertheless, ye murmured there. So they doing all of that murmuring, you understand, in the second wilderness, right? Bucking up against the Lord, right? You can't be doing all of that, man. You understand? We got to think about how forefathers murmured, the things they went through, right? Hey, the Lord is not a man, you understand, that you want to play with, man, right? That's why it's very important to get into these scriptures. It says, and trumpet in the name for the destruction of your enemies. But ever to this day, do ye yet murmur? It says, whereas the benefits that I have done for you when you were hungry and thirsty in the wilderness, did ye not cry unto me? So think about how our forefathers cried unto the Lord, how we were hungry, we were thirsty, our clothes didn't wax, nor our shoes waxed old. You know, the Lord had water come out of a rock. All of the different things that happen, you understand, in Numbers, all throughout the scriptures. You have to recall all of these accounts. It says, saying, why hast thou brought unto us in this wilderness to kill us? It have been better for us to have served the Egyptians than to die in this wilderness, man. And that's wicked, man. We got to learn from our forefathers to be better than our forefathers and the counts that they fell in. You understand? We have to study these scriptures not only for salvation, but to know what displeased the Lord and how to please the Lord and overcome what our forefathers fell in, man. And we have to remember all of the miracles the Lord did. You understand, in the wilderness, how he protected us, how he guided us, and how he put some of us to death, man. And that can happen to us too. Like the brother said, this is spiritual wilderness, man. We're dealing with owls, damn foxes. We're dealing with these different nations. Like the brother brought out, you understand, look, this is our tabernacle. This is the place we dwelling in. And this is only temporary. So we don't want to murmur and displease against the Lord, man. Because you read about in 2 Peter. Let me get this real fast. Right, to link up with that. It's 2 Peter chapter 3, right? And 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? So you could be murmuring in your tent, meaning your body. Where's the Lord at? What's going on? The same way our forefathers murmured, you understand? And we should have been in Egypt. We should have did this. We should have did that. And saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. So you don't want to murmur. You want to have faith. You want to be on fire. You want to be waiting upon these prophecies. You understand, and keeping the commandments. You got it, y'all, though.
Come. Even Job knew about the tents. This is Job 30 and 28. I went mourning without the sun. I stood up and I cried in the congregation. I'm a brother to dragons and a companion to owls, like the brothers were saying. Hey, we amongst owls, dragons, these different beasts, which are the nations, devouring us, picking at us. Right? An owl ate it. What do? They thrive in the nighttime. They have that type of vision where they can see their prey. And we're a prey amongst the nations. This is Songs of Solomon 2 and 11. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. Right? I bring that out really to say, right now we're in this winter. Right now we're in this cold weather. There's no sun. There's no true light. We're amongst dragons, beasts, owls, all these different weird as disgusting nations that devour us daily. And here we are in this tabernacle, you know. And our tabernacle is real faulty. By that I mean real fragile, you know. Tabernacle kind of, fall apart, you know. Brothers' backs, legs, you know. Hey, but you gotta endure in this thing. That's what it comes down to. You gotta endure, you know.
You on mute.
At a quick point, you'll see certain animals, like Yaradan said, are nocturnal, and that's they have a certain chemical called tatum lucidum. Now, tatum lucidum, it says is a membranous layer of the eye that is present in some but not all animals. Jump to the point. Tatum lucidum is a reflective surface that causes the eyes of animals. We know these nations are beasts. They're the different beasts that thrive in the night to look like they are glowing in the dark. Many species of nocturnal animals have this layer in their eyes, right? Human eyes do not have this tatum lucidum. So that's why these nations are beasts, man. Like Yaradan was saying, and the Most High gave them that certain spirit to see in the night. And we can't see in the night. Didn't the Lord say we grope in the night like blind men? Right? They can see in the night. That's what the Most High gave them. But the Lord gave the elect the eye salve. Now, the eye salve allows you to be able to see through the night as a newborn man, but not as a beast. Right? And I wanted to get this in Hebrews chapter 3 and 16. Now, you got to remember, too, man, when Yahweh Shah fasted in the wilderness, he was being tempted of Satan 40 days and 40 nights. Right? When your forefathers was in the wilderness, they was getting tempted of Satan, man, for 40 years. So you also got to think about Satan. You got to think about how you got to defeat the adversary with the word. Right? Dwelling in this tabernacle in the wilderness, man. You know? Oh, yeah, quick point, y'all done. Go ahead. I got appreciate.
It's that picture that you see, right? In certain cartoons and TV shows, you see all them yellow eyes. That's how the nation see. That's that thing the brother was bringing up.
God. That's that allows them to see in the night, man. Right? This Hebrews chapter 3 and verse 15. Whilst it is said, today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in a provocation. For some, when they had heard, did provoke. Howbeit not all that came out of Egypt by Moses. What caused them to provoke? It's not just, well, I don't know what's going. No, that's Satan. They let Satan work on their mind and made them provoke the Most High. In their earthly tabernacle, in that wilderness, they let Satan get the best of them. You can't be like your forefathers and let Satan get the best of you, man. Especially in the Feast of Tabernacles. This is the most time to be on fire, man. It's time to think of how to crush Satan. You're thinking about the harvest. You know, this is the least time to not. It's right after the Feast of Day of Atonement. So it's all spiritual, man. It's all spiritual, right? It reads, and remember, the law is a shadow of things to come, right? Anything it's really tell you on. Let me hold this real quick. And Colossians, I'm gonna get this real quick. This Colossians chapter 2 and verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of a holy day or in the new moon or of the Sabbath days, which are a shadow of things to come. But the body is of Hamashiach. So even holy days are a shadow of things to come. What is the body of the holy day? Hamashiach Yahushua. So you're thinking about the Feast of Tabernacles, that's the shadow. Because what's the true essence of the Feast of Tabernacles? We're showing you Yahushua, dwelling in the wilderness, not being tempted of Satan. You understand? The amplification of our earthly tabernacles, being in the spiritual wilderness, us being a body of Yahushua, being tempted of Satan as a nation. So that's why even holy days, guess what? We don't really condemn a brother too much on the holy days because we know, guess what? It's just the shadow. But the body is of Hamashiach Yahushua. You understand? That's why it says, that's why it's important, like the brother was saying, to know what happened in the wilderness, man, and read these accounts. So let me finish reading this in Hebrews chapter 3. It's like 2 more verses, right? This Hebrews chapter 3 and 17. But with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom swore he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believe not? So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. So they couldn't enter in because they let Satan work on their mind. Yahushua didn't let Satan work on his mind in the wilderness, man. He defeated Satan with the word. If our forefathers would have stuck to the word, they wouldn't have got tempted and went the hell off, man. So you can't be getting tempted and letting Satan work in your earthly tabernacle, man. Remember that the Feast of Tabernacles is the shadow of the body of Yahushua. Aren't we the body of the Lord? So you have to understand that even on a dealing with Yahushua on a spiritual level, because he's the word amplified. He is the Ark of the Covenant. He is the showbread. He is the mercy seat. He is the altar. He is the Passover. He is the atonement. Right? You got it, King.
Come. It's the book of Numbers chapter 21, right? And verse number 5. And the people spake against God and against Moses. See that? So they wasn't just speaking against Moses, right? Talking trash, murmuring, and they was speaking against the Most High himself, man. And that take a lot of smitten with madness to do that, man. You know, when you get mad, you like, dang, man, why am I in this situation? Then you kind of go beyond that times 7, and now you cursing the Lord, man. And the Lord will destroy you, man. It says, and the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. And we tired of eating this damn manna, man. We want some meat. It says, and the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they did bite the people, and much people of Israel died, man. So the Lord was sending them fiery serpents, destroying them, killing them. And you got to remember all these accounts, man. Don't just make the tent and you looking up at the damn moon, man, and the stars. and you singing songs, man. This is not campfire. It's not Camp Schmidt, right? It says, therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned. So always when Israel get jacked up, then they want to come and bow their heads before the Lord, man. Then they want to repent. Remember all of these things. You understand? For we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he may take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. So you had serpents chasing the children of Israel. You had the children of Israel murmuring against Moses, had a murmur against the Lord, and they were murmuring all those times, and the Lord sent fiery serpents, man. You got to imagine that. Jake see a damn snake in their garden and they run. Imagine a big serpent is damn slithering towards you, man. And you can't escape the judgment because the Lord put the spirit on the damn serpent and it's wrapped around your legs so you can't run no more.
Hey, and I want to make a quick point. Hey, man, we went off in the wilderness and the Lord sent the modern day serpent.
Yeah.
Who's the modern day serpent? The so-called white man. And you looked at where fiery up in the Hebrew, right, is 83:14, right? A sarapah. It means poisonous serpent, fiery from the effect of poison. Because the so-called white man, he's the new fiery serpent, right? And if you want to get healed from the effects of the so-called white man, you got to look upon Yahweh Shai, man. That's John chapter 3 and 14. You know, just like they got bit by the carnal serpents and looked upon the carnal brazen serpent. Now you're getting bit by Satan and the so-called white man. Now you got to look upon Yahweh Shai, man. So like the brother said, all of this is accounts to be recalled for or recalled of. The wilderness get deep, man.
Yeah.
You know, and the high holy days are meat within itself. The high holy day don't just have to be, the meat don't have to just be Daniel, the 2nd chapter, or Revelation 13, right? The meat is the whole word, man. You know?
Yeah, and to add on to that, just because you know the surface level of a breakdown don't mean you know the deeper meaning of the breakdown. This Bible always get deeper, like the brother said.
Right.
That's why the Lord said in Job, let me get the classic, man. That's why the Lord said this. Right? It's the book of Job, chapter 11 and verse 6. And that he will shew thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. You maybe think you looking into it on a mainfold level, but it gets deeper than that, man. You have a lot of historians that so-called know the Bible. They know the times, the dates. They know whether it was in the land of Cain, the land of Horeb. They know all of these things, but do they have the spirit? Can they literally read the Bible and uncover the secrets? What the Lord really meant when he said this? Yeah, he said it, but what does it really mean? What's the sense? What's the spirit behind these churches? Yeah, Paul went there. Yeah, they did this. Yeah, they did that. But what is it really talking about? You got the law, like the brother was going into. Hey, everything in the tabernacle of witness, tabernacle of congregation is Yahweh Shai, man. Everything. Everything is a foreshadow of our Lord. The veil coming before the Most High, literally coming in, and even the priest, man. Before you get to go do the work, you still got to get washed, right? That's literally renewing your mind. You have to be anointed. You have to be chosen. You have to change your garment. Everything is literally becoming before the Lord, Yahweh by Yahweh Shai, to do the work. How can the priest do this on a deeper level? We the kings and priests. Right? The Lord said that in the book of Revelation. Let me get that real fast. Right? So us being the kings and us being the priests, hey, the Lord already ordained, right, for us to have to go through the same thing that they went from of old. It's the book of Revelations 1, right, and verse 6. And have made us kings and priests. So how do you become a priest? You have to wait before the office. You understand? You have to wash yourself. Got to be anointed. Have to be chosen. Have to come from the Pacific bloodline of a man. All of these things are spiritual. Something can just Aaron just wave this. Who wants to, and everybody was raising a damn hand, man. This thing get deep. You got it.
I just had a quick point too. You had to wait to be the priest. You had like a 5-year apprenticeship, man.
Right.
You couldn't just be a priest. You had to wait till you was around 25. Then you had to wait till you was around 30, man. You know, so even before you become a priest, like the brother said, you got to learn, man. You got to learn how to be a priest from another priest before you enter into the fold. So, brothers, when you come into this truth, you gotta still move. You gotta be taught, man. You know. So it's all like the brother said. It's all spiritual. And we ought to do a damn in-depth breakdown of the brothers. All what happened in second wilderness? But what's what happened in second? What's going? But what about the first wilderness, brother? What happened in the first wilderness? Everybody want to know about the second wilderness. What happened in the first wilderness, brother? Right? Maybe that's something you should really understand, brother, before you try to figure out what happens in the second wilderness. That might be too deep, right? Instead of
might not get it.
Yeah, you might not get it because the first wilderness, hey, it's the waters run deep within itself, you know.
Yeah, and to touch on that, Yahushua was in the first wilderness, and he's going to be on the second wilderness, man.
Right.
Let me bring this out real fast. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 40 and verse 34. And then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation, right? And the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. So Yahushua was there, man. From the first wilderness even into the second wilderness, Yahushua was there. And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation because of the cloud abode thereon, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in their journeys. But if the cloud were not taken up, then they journeyed not till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of the Lord was upon the tabernacle by day, and fire was upon it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys. So Yahushua never left them, man, in the wilderness. He never departed from them. So even when they murmured, Yahushua was right there, right? Even when they was talking bad about Moses, the Lord, right? They wanted flesh to eat. They was murmuring. Oh, hell was break. Hey, the Lord was right there, man. And on a deeper level, us being in this wilderness, the spiritual wilderness, the Lord not going to leave us, man. The Lord's still right here with us, and it's not going to leave us. And the Lord beholds our cries and everything that we do. So brothers got to make sure, right, throughout everything that they enduring and stand in the faith.
I got that in Matthew 28 and 20. It's Yahushua speaking, right, to the apostles, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. See that? So the Lord is still with you, man. Stop thinking the Lord, he was with them in the wilderness, and then nobody knows the Lord vanished. He's preoccupied. He walketh in a circuit of heaven, and thick clouds are covering to how many seeth not. No, he's with you right now, man. Right? And the damn it says, the Lord walketh upon the wings of the wind, man. And Proverbs Chapter 8, the Lord says he delights in the habitation of men. You might have ran across the Lord, man. And the Lord came down to see the city and tower which the children of men builded. You know? So the Lord manifests himself, man. Well, he might be in a chariot, he might be over you right now. And it says the Lord feedeth them. It says in Song of Solomon, chapter 6 and 1 on down, whither is thy beloved gone, that we may seek him. Then to tell you where the Lord is at, he's in the gardens, right? And let me get that real quick. Song of Solomon, man. Right? This Song of Solomon, chapter 6 and 1. It reads, whither is thy beloved gone? You might say, well, where's the Lord at? He said the chariot. I don't see it. I'm on my balcony with my binoculars. I don't see the Lord. Right? Whither is thy beloved gone, O thou fairest among women? Whither is thy beloved turned aside, that we may seek him with thee? Here's the answer. My beloved, who's your beloved? Yahushua, is gone down into his garden and the beds of spices to feed in the gardens and to gather lilies. Right? He's amongst his people, man. On one level, he's amongst his people, and on one level, he's in his word right here. This is where the Lord is, man. He's amongst the elect, and he's in his word. You understand? Because we're the garden, or we're the vineyard, but also the Most High calls wisdom the vineyard with the honey and the milk. You understand? So if you want to find the Lord, you know where to find him.
Right.
Brothers, got anything else you want to bring out, or you want to bring out some closing precepts?
Yeah, we could bring out some closing precepts, but I want to charge all of the brothers and sisters to be on fire as much as you can. You understand, and do everything you can do to magnify the name of the Lord, because we living in the last days. You know, brothers can't stress that enough, man. Don't let a world event scare you into getting on fire. You should have been ready from the foundation of the earth, man. Even when times seem to so-called cool off, you're not seeing things on social media. You're not seeing things on world news at a vast rate like you did 2 weeks ago or a month ago. Doesn't mean that the Lord is delaying his coming, nor does it mean prophecies aren't unrolling every day. Neither does it mean you'll forever have mercy in your sins and your lukewarmness, man. Brothers got to continuously to put their body in subjection. You understand? Fight the spiritual demon, Satan, and do everything they could do to magnify the name of the Lord. That's what it's all about, man. This life ain't about nothing, man, but the Lord. Everything else is meaningless. It's vanity. I don't even have fun no more unless it's in the Lord, man. Right? What do you have fun in? What the hell you want to go to the bar for, man? What the hell is at the club? What's going on at Keisha house, man? Everywhere you go is sin, it's death, right? It's 2/3, it's smoke, it's weed, it's fighting, it's railing, it's drunkenness. It's the suffetings of this life, man. Brothers got to come out of this, right? You have washed your garment. How can you then make it dirty again? Paraphrasing, man. So I charge brothers to read tonight as much as you can. At least go over Numbers. You got Numbers 14, right? Numbers 21, right? All a whole numbers for real. But chief, precepts. First Ezra, second Ezra is the first chapter. Nehemiah the 8th chapter, right? Leviticus the 23rd chapter. These are all precepts / chapters that brothers could be reading. You understand? Let me bring out Revelations 3 and verse 2. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 2 says, "Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before Yahweh. Remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast, and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come unto thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee." So the Lord could visit you, and he could visit you in the midst of this feast, man, and blow your candlestick out. Because you wasn't keeping the feast right. You wasn't keeping the feast at all, man. So the Lord could visit you like a thief in the night. You understand, in the last days. He could visit you in the midst of this feast, right? He could visit you the night after this live close out. So brothers got to be fearful, on fire, and always watching in the prophecy.
Okay. This is Job chapter 11, verse 14. If iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. Right, on a spiritual level and on a physical level. Right, your physical tabernacle that we just got done explaining that we have, it don't let any wickedness dwell therein. Right, and that's not only on a physical substance, that's on a spiritual substance as well. You got spiritual water that's not good for you. Like when you read in Jeremiah 2 and 18, you got the waters of the story, you get the Egypt, Babylon, then Christianity. Those are the different waters that are wicked, and that should not be found in your tabernacle. All right. Then on a physical level, on physical substance, we anything that's pretty much bad for you, right? And you know the things that's bad for you. Let me bring out this quick precept real quick. It's like 37:27.
Can I make a quick point real quick?
Kind.
Yeah, don't put more pride in setting up your tent and your damn physical tent tabernacle instead of taking care of your body, like y'all done saying. On a spiritual level, man. Don't glorify all of your big tent with your damn so-and-so, and you damn going to hell off. You got it, King.
Kind. My son, prove thy soul in thy life and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. So the things that you know that's evil for you, don't give your life over to it. Right? And like the brother just brought out, this a precept, Acts chapter 22. It's like Acts 23. And let me jump down. 23 and 3. Then said Paul unto them, God shall smite thee, thou whited wall. Don't be a whited wall. You focus on your big fancy tabernacle. You can fit 8 people, a disco ball, a dog, and a cat and an iguana. You know, you having a new moon in your Feast of Tabernacles. You losing your mind. So Jake, they exalted their physical tabernacle when the spiritual tabernacle is lacking in all things. You know, now you're a whited wall. But I want to finish Job real quick. 17 to 14. Oh, that's likely. What is it? Job 11 to 17. It's like 11 to 14. If iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle. Right? Same goes for the Feast of Tabernacles that's approaching, right? The holy day. Don't let anything wicked in there. Right? Jake may think it's an excuse to, get drunk, maybe slide some weed in there. Hey, don't let wickedness dwell in your tabernacle.
I got this classic Revelation 22 and 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. So if you're not diligent, if you're not on fire, if you're not steadfast, if you have any glimpse and speckle and spot of lukewarmness in your vessel, you're going to get spewed out. And your reward is going to be a reward that you don't even want, man. I mean, your reward is going to be death and destruction and fire and brimstone. Because the Lord said, to whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed more, of him, it's like to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more, paraphrasing. Right? So if you were given this knowledge, that's a hell of a lot of responsibility, man. So if you don't do nothing with it, guess what? The Lord going to take it from you and give it to the man that had 10 talents. And lo, he had 10 talents, man, like the scripture said. So you want to be on fire, be diligent, and the Lord's going to reward you according to your work. Right? But with that, we're going to close up. Give it, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're going to cut the Q&A session a little bit short today, right? Due to the feast day. So brothers can enjoy the feast day. So we'll do about a 30-minute or so Q&A for the questions so brothers can enjoy. You understand the Feast of Tabernacles. Again, it is the first night of the Feast of Tabernacles. For brothers that need the number, it's 213-603-9096. Again, that number is 213-603-9096. And the PIN number is 94809-305. So you should see it on the live chat in the comment board. 213-603-9096. And the PIN number is 94809-305. Right? But with that, Brother Naquam.
Shalom, brother, right?
Brother Yardan.
Kwam Yasha.
Kwam Yasha.
Kwam Yasha.